Alrighty. Here we are again, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of my 10-year celebration. Um I'm going to be going over some particular things that I didn't get to cover in the last stream because there's so much that I think that there's so much stuff that I've done over these years that I don't think I've really been able to cover all of them, if I'm gonna be honest. But, as it stands, I'm supposed to have my fiance Sentinel join me for this evening. Um, Maybe a few other people. Well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But aside from that, though, alright, so what should we do now? Oh, shoot. Hold on, I'm sorry. Fuck. Sorry. That was, wrong slip of the button here. I was just trying to remove something off of my dashboard here. But anyway, so now I think since I didn't mention about my OC's, how my OC design has been, I guess I could probably go over that because Caramel Breeze wasn't always the pony that, you know, that she is now. At least what you're seeing on screen right now. This is definitely the most recent interpretation that I've updated her design on. Well, actually, I'll be getting a few new vectors from Singleec, so that's going to be interesting to use later on once those are done. But anyway, let's let's sit there and see what we can do. Let me show you the pictures that I currently have that are very old. These are like God, 2014, I would say. So this was so this was about a year ago, a year before I became that. Oh. Hold on a second. Shoot. I forgot all of. Sorry, I have some people in there. Goodness. Oh, sorry guys. I'll unmute you.
No problem.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Uh, okay. Welcome my friend and colleague Wushi to the stream.
Hi, guys.
He's the one who created the Ribon Rambles intro that you just saw. So that's all thanks to him, as well as a few other pieces of art that he made.
Yeah. Thanks.
You okay?
I'm fine.
All right. Anyway, let's get started with me showing my old art. Shall we?
Sure. You might wanna go live for it though. At least for Discord, at least.
Oh, sorry. My mistake. Uh,
No worries.
yeah, hold up. Here we are. So that way people can see it. Well, you can see it, and I'll make it for the stream.
All right.
God, I hope I. Oh, did it get it? Crap. Why doesn't this work? What did I do exactly? Okay. What the actual hell? Computer. I guess I'm gonna have to do the whole image thing, aren't I? Because the Windows doesn't exactly seem to work for the photos. I don't know why.
Technology.
Huh?
I said technology in my eyes.
Oh. Wait. Okay. Oh, capture screen. Maybe. Hold on. Maybe this might work. Oh, no, that's not it. Share monitor. Okay. Well, actually, I'm just gonna do the whole image thing so I can see what the heck I'm doing. I'm still getting used to the whole streaming thing, so please excuse me.
Take your time.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright. Oops, okay. Alright, let me see if I can just, size it down a little bit. This is gonna... Yeah, this is looking real weird, but anyway, this is one of the first ever, particular drawings that I made of, well, what would be called Caramel Breeze. Which, like I said yesterday, she looked a lot like Fluttershy. Yeah, if you can obviously tell by the hairstyle there. Except it was more to one side than Fluttershy does, because Fluttershy's got, like, you know, one part of her mane on one side and the other part of her mane on the other. This one was just, it was almost like close to her, like the bottom of her hooves, I think. Yeah. Hello everyone. Hello Matt. Hello Matt. Hi Avery. Hello there Grease. Yes, it does look like a chocolate Fluttershy. I am very much aware. So yeah, that was interesting. And the pony that you see in front of her, that was actually a pony Sona of my ex at the time. When we were this, so this was like a couple years before Sentinel and I got together. Which once he gets here, I'll explain.
And to be fair, Queen's Hoggers, Ribon is the Reese's Queen, so it's kind of unavoidable at that point.
Yeah, I know. But either way, yeah. I mean, I still got a lot to learn. He did teach me a little bit. I just gotta be able to stream some more, and then I'll learn. Then I'll definitely learn some more. But yeah, I still got a lot to learn. Clearly. But yeah, that's just as you can definitely see, the way I draw ponies now is nowhere close to this. Yeah, I know. I know you were messing with me. But yeah, let's move on to the next picture.
Also, I just want to point out that on Discord, the stream is paused.
It is?
Yep.
Oh, on Discord? Oh, freaking
Yeah.
hell. Swap to your thing to resume. The heck? I don't understand how it's paused. But alright. Maybe once I start doing that. Wait. Okay, on to the next one. Ah, here we are. Here's another ancient one here. This was actually the very first time I ever drew Princess Celestia. And you can obviously tell.
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, yeah, the oh my god. Why I made her forelegs just so tiny compared to her back legs. I don't understand how I did this. And the wing just looks so off-putting, too.
It looks like her bottom legs
Huh? What did you say?
I said it looks like her bottom legs broke.
It kind of does, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. She's got the Lugia wing. Yeah, it kind of does look like that, doesn't it? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's the same kind of as for, the same thing with the picture that I showed. It's basically the same hair main style as before. And the cutie mark, as you can tell, is slightly different than what I went with. Oh, very slightly, except for, like, the only difference really is there's wings on each side of the heart. But anyway, let's go on to the next one.
Someone says he's watching it on YouTube since the stream is still paused on Discord. Oh boy.
Huh? Oh. Oh, I don't know how to unpause it. I don't understand how I can unpause it. That was weird.
I think it said you had it minimized for a minute.
Hold on. Maybe I could see if I can bring it up here. Maybe this is better.
Yeah, that's my...
Okay. No problem.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
Hey, oh, yeah, hang on. Okay. Sorry I'm a little late. I was just, busy with some stuff, and I was also just making the
No trouble. When was this made?
Alrighty.
This was 2014, so this is over a decade old. These drawings that I made.
That's definitely back. That's definitely before I even came in around.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait
Okay.
a minute.
Huh?
Oh
What?
my God.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Didn't you... Sorry.
Yes?
Didn't you mention something about... Oh my God. Wait, sorry. Why do her legs look so freaking small? Sorry, I just realized that.
Yeah, I know. It was just... Yeah, this was probably one of... Yeah, like I said, this is the first drawing I ever made of Celestia at the time. So, yeah. My pony anatomy was not great. My pony anatomy sucked at the time.
Freaking legs, bro.
Yeah, it basically looked like it was broken. Here we are.
Oh, I thought it just looked like freaking like Minecraft. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, basically, yeah, this is kind of the same idea. I have like a whole binder of my old drawings, which some of them, who knows, maybe I might actually draw, or I might redraw them at some point, maybe. I guess we'll have to see.
Yes,
You draw a lot better.
What?
You what were you gonna say?
And ultimately, oh my god, the way I drew the freaking butt. Like,
I was about to say, why does she look like she's got drumsticks, dude? And also, I couldn't help but notice, like, her tail is freaking huge, dude.
yeah, I think I was going more for, like, the longish mane and tail. Again, kind of like Fluttershy in a way, but, you know, it was... That's basically what this was.
Yeah.
You say OC used to have tail extensions?
What the?
I don't know about that so much. I guess it kind of looks like that a little, but...
Why does it sound kind of weird when you say it like that? I don't know.
I'm just saying because of the whole thing with the...
Okay, and now for the next one. Here we go. Oh, God. Hold on.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just trying to...
Whoa, she's like dipped in deep dark chocolate.
That was from the Sharpies, which I don't know why I use Sharpies. Which, for any artists out there, and I shouldn't have to sit there and say this, but don't color in with Sharpies. Just don't.
No offense to you, Ribon. I know these are very old drawings.
I know. I'm making fun of them because
Same.
they are just really bad.
Just so brown.
I know. And, well, I should probably mention that, again, this is my ex, this is the OC I made to represent my ex. Which, if you couldn't tell, I mean, I know this is kind of hard to see because of the picture and all of that and the colors, but, he was a rich. I made it back and forth between him being an alicorn and a Pegasus later on, as you could see.
You had a pony crisis.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I was, it was stupid. But, yeah, that's basically what it is, in a nutshell. So these were, like, my very first ever pony drawings, in a sense. My newer drawings look nothing like this.
Wait, when were these drawn, if I may ask?
2014.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's pretty long.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, let me see. There we go. This was... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was definitely... which is funny because I don't smoke anything, but I guess you could call it that. Yeah, here we go. Here we are. This is actually something I was experimenting with, which obviously it doesn't look very good, because for some reason I thought that her being pink would do better, but then I was thinking later on, yeah, no, this doesn't work. And especially making my ex's OC green, which, what the fuck was that?
Wow.
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Again, I'm sorry. Her
Yeah.
Her freaking hips, dude. What in the world?
Yeah, I know. It was pretty bad. I won't deny it. Again.
I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, it's what happens when you like kind of like, I guess like start out with like drawing and stuff like that. Like it's not gonna look the prettiest, but you know you get better over time.
Oh yeah, this definitely looks a lot better than this. Yeah, no kidding about that one. Yeah, it looks, yeah, it was just bad, at least in that regard. But let me see. As you can see, I have a few more pictures, so just to prove what I'm saying here. Okay, just going through it as I go. Okay, here we go. Okay, this...
Again? Again?
No, this isn't pink. It isn't pink. It's more of a reddish brown, I guess.
Oh, it kind of looks like it kind of looked like a peach color to me. I don't know why. It's probably just the...
Yeah, I also took a picture of these with my phone from the binder that I still have, so there's that. But yeah, basically, this particular picture, like I ended up censoring this because this has what my ex's real name was and my real name, so I censored it. So that's basically what I did. And later on, for this this particular OC that was representing my ex would go towards a character that I would sit there and use later on for my OC's backstory, the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank, later on, which I will explain, of course. But yes, as you can tell, definitely took away... This is a little bit better than the other ones, but yeah, it still needed a lot of work.
It's in a rooster called. Sandy's in here.
Oh, hey, Ann.
Oh my god.
Just showing off my very, very, very old concept art for my old OC, for my OC.
Very interesting deep dive into the lore of Ribonchan.
Yeah, you could call it that.
And apparently Carmel had some hips.
Well, like I said, at the time, it wasn't what I would consider Caramel Breeze at the time. So this was like early on.
Mm-hmm. So hi, Huey. Huey.
Are you close to your mic, darling?
Yeah, wait, Sentinel, like, when you tried to speak, you were kind of quiet, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. And again, yeah, this was like, I think this was back when I was trying maybe a more darker peach than I was thinking for this.
Is this better?
Yes, much better, darling.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Huey.
Greetings, Huey.
Greetings.
So, Huey, I'm sorry, but whenever I see your username, I keep thinking of Huey from DuckTales.
No, that's my evil doppelganger, Huey Toonless.
Oh. But yeah, and then I ended up, let's see. So as you can see from this picture here, this is when I started going with the whole fringe and trying to differentiate from the Fluttershy-esque part.
It looks kind of like how your OC looks right now, only with the other side of the mane facing frontwards instead of backwards.
Kinda. Well, it's slightly different in that regard. And yeah, this is also representing my ex, and in this particular case, actually, this is probably how we ended up making who would be playing Caramel's former lover in the story, so to speak. But yeah, my drawing skills back then were list to be desired, to say the least.
Hey, I can say this, Ribon, you draw a lot better than I do, because I can't draw to save my own hide.
Okay, on to the next one, which I hope that looks hopefully that will look a little better. Oh, well, this next drawing is not exactly, well, of my OC. It's of Fluttershy, but, you know, it was just a fun little drawing that I made. Let me get this.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
And she's holding Hamtaro, of course.
I was about to say, is that a hipster?
Yes.
Oh my god.
If you are unaware of her origin, Ribonchan is the name in Japanese for a Hamtaro character that we call Bijou.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, it was a hamster, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioned that in the first.
Yeah,
However,
it was. Mm-hmm.
bijou is the French word for jewels.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that from a Gotham City Sirens episode.
Which is funny because she doesn't have a lick of French in her. I'm more French than she is.
I am Irish Native American.
I need to ask, what's up with Fluttershy's legs?
Again, that was back when I was experimenting with them being bipedal, which didn't exactly work in my favor.
That looks so funny, dude.
Yeah, needless to say, I don't draw them bipedal anymore. For obvious reasons, I don't.
I do.
It almost looks like a freaking like. It almost looks like a freaking like suit that like someone could like put on or something like that. It looks weird.
Yeah,
Well, she's
I'm not
not
gonna
too
lie.
far off from how they would look if they were bipedal.
Okay, looks like we got a question, and I think people might have entered this, but Princess Avery asks, what's your favorite voice you've ever done?
Well, my favorite voice, well, has always been doing Pinkie Pie, because, well, she's my favorite character of the whole show.
Obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's just fun to sit there and, you know, go off the walls with. But of course, you know, RD is kind of easier to do on my voice sometimes, because, well, you know, like I mentioned in the last stream, when you're speaking in a high-pitched, squeaky voice, you know, especially with, you know, all those lots and lots of lines, it tends to take a real strain on your voice.
I can imagine.
I actually that actually made me want to ask you a question, Ribon, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I was about to ask, okay, I was about to ask, like, if doing like Rainbow Dash's voice, like, might put have been like a strain in your throat, because like I think I remember, like, if I remember this correctly, like I think, and I don't know if maybe this is just me, but like I notice like a lot of times like when other people like try to do like a Rainbow Dash impression, like a Rainbow Dash impression, like hearing like people like Lost Narrator or even like I guess like Ashley Ball or like whoever else like does like that voice, I tend to notice it like this is probably just me, but it kind of sounds like with how hoarse and I guess rasp at times. I always figured like it kind of hurt to like do that voice, but I mean, does it for you? Is it the same case for you or no?
Not particularly. I mean, the way I do RD is a little bit more throaty, I would guess. Because if I recall correctly, I think Lost said that the way she does Rainbow Dash is from her abdomen. I think.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's basically how it really goes. I mean, I haven't really done that a whole lot. Of course, you know, it's not like I'm doing like a chain smoker kind of voice, you know. Like I'm like going like this. That would do a strain on my voice.
That's not a chain smoker.
Sweet chocolate.
This is
That's
a
nice.
chain smoker.
Dude, freaking sounded like the freaking old lady from like that chocolate SpongeBob episode, like chocolate.
Chocolate! Selling chocolates!
And what? They're selling chocolates!
The best way to do a chain smoker is to pretend you have a radio voice box.
Not gonna lie, you almost sounded like Spitfire when you did that.
What the hell?
Honestly, I cannot take Spitfire seriously as a drill sergeant.
That.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
Wait,
He makes me laugh. That's why.
Wait,
I'm not
Spitfire?
intimidated by
That pony from the freaking flying I already forgot the freaking name.
The Wonderbolts?
Wonderbolts.
Yeah, the Wonderbolt. That's right. That's right.
I can't take her seriously as a drill sergeant. She's
Mhm.
just too damn funny. If she were to drill sergeant, I'd just laugh right in her face. I'm sorry.
No, it's good, it's good. But anyway, let me see. Well, this particular picture, yeah, it's pretty much like the same like the other picture that I showed, except, you know, a few different poses here and there.
And a lighter shade of brown.
And again, yeah, I didn't call myself Ribonchan back then. I called myself Skyrider 287, but after a point it just sounded way too generic.
I've seen too many freaking Xbox names that have names like that, so I do agree.
I know how you feel. I used to go by Huey Lewis. Yes, my name is... Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
My original screen name was based off of Huey Lewis in the news. But
Sorry,
hell, I mean, my original theme song was "Back in Time" by the band. So, like after season 3, I decided to change everything. I said Huey would still be my name, but Lewis would be my middle name. And since I review cartoons and made films, I decided to come up with a last name. So I just came up with on the spur Toonmore.
Yeah, sorry, Huey. I just thought that was funny.
The more you know, I guess.
Oh, I love Huey Lewis in the news. That's
So do
the
I.
power of love. Oh wait. Be square. It's hip to be square. Oh, if you listen to that song, it's a great song. Just don't listen to it with a friend who wears a see-through raincoat and carries an axe.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the last picture that I have here is basically, well, again, me and, you know, my OC and my ex. So, yeah. So there's really that. And basically, like I said before, it's basically what I envisioned the character Powerhouse, her former lover, to be for the Rooster Colt and the Blank Flank.
There was another. You mean he was another?
Huh? What?
You mean he was another rooster?
I couldn't hear you, Wushi. What did you say?
Your microphone is terrible, man.
I said he was a star.
Do you think maybe you could just type down what you said, dude? Like, your mic is, like, very deep fried.
Yeah.
You might want to get a new
You.
one.
I said he was another rooster. No. He was not. He was not a rooster. No.
Oh.
I really gotta get out of this mod.
No, it's all good.
What made you decide to change your OC's colors from pink to brown?
I thought it was just more easier on the eyes because when you have like, and I just thought pink was definitely a very overused color.
Did caramel have anything to do with it?
No, not particularly. I think I was just trying to see what colors really stuck per se.
It kind of reminds you of Tiger's Eye.
I mean, if anything, like, Ribon, I do think that you're... Sorry. I do think that, like, your Pony-Sona does tend to stand out from, like, a lot of others. Because, like, I don't usually see a lot of them that are colored brown, so... You know.
Yeah, I think later on I just settled on brown and the color of her mane because it again was a little bit easier on the eyes, and I was trying to make the colors kind of go together. So I just basically made my OC kind of how I kind of look in real life. The blue eye, the slate blue eyes, the golden brunette hair. Well, except it's a little more exaggerated on my OC here because with the blonde streaks.
I'm gonna clear something up right away. No, she is not black.
No, I'm not black. I am white. I am Caucasian. I'm not black. No.
Why would anyone get that impression that she was black?
I've seen the con pictures, I know.
Because her character is brown, and she just said the character is based on how she looks in real life.
Okay.
Racist!
Okay.
I mean, I can be if you want me to be. My character is racist.
Fuck up.
She looks like she could work at. She looks like she belongs in a chocolate shop.
Oh my god. That's too funny.
You almost killed Greenshaw with that joke.
Well,
No, I mean she
you're not
looks
wrong.
like she could work at a chocolate shop. Like, selling.
No,
bonbons
I
and such.
just have very stupid humor, dude.
Don't you?
Yeah, she does look tasty, I suppose, with that
Nah.
color configuration.
Oh my god.
I asked because she matches her name, Caramel.
She's like that Pinkie Pie comic where she starts eating her tail and says it tastes like cotton candy.
By the way, I'm gonna say this. Caramel is friggin' delicious, especially in chocolate.
And very much in line with how she is in real life as well, because caramels are largely, I think the best caramels come from Germany, which is her majority ethnic background.
Mm-hmm.
My last-
And of
my
course,
last
for
name-
anybody
my
who
real-
was curious about what my what the hamster version of myself looks like, here we are.
Ribon hamster.
Hamster.
Yeah, actually, my friend,
Sorry.
a VA friend of mine, Mincy Kitty, drew that for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Mhm.
She looks so much hectic. She just got a lot.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Why does she kind of look like freaking Jerry if he actually had like hair like from Tom and Jerry? I don't know why I just got noticed.
I don't know.
Because she's devious.
You know what? That's a fair point. Devious
Perhaps
little
so.
gremlin.
Yeah, no kidding there. But let's see. I guess since I started talking about, I guess I could probably bring up the other, aside from that, I could show you when I started out, Excuse me. Excuse that belch for a moment. Um,
Your shoes.
let me see of how my OC originally looked. Well, when I started out, which I wonder if I could find it. God dang it. Where the heck is it? Oh, well, actually, this is kind of close.
That's you.
Here we go.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is.
I love
that
that hair.
reminds me. That reminds me. I checked with Toucan LDM. He says you were never featured in any of his videos, so I made a mistake.
It's okay. I mean, I knew that. I did know that. I guess I forgot to tell you that part. Because I don't remember.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
But-
who loved your OC? She looks so cute.
Thank you.
I like how you basically stick up to what your OC still looks like. You know, with the whole brown texture and the texture of the hair, and especially with that one strand running behind the back of her mane.
Oh. Yeah, because, I think basically at first, I think I had a very old, like, picture that I ended up, well, I think I took it in paint and I, tried to make it less of a, I think I used a base of some kind. I'm trying to remember if I could even find it. Did I get rid of it? I can't even remember now.
Is it bad that I ultimately thought her hair started looking like bacon?
You thought her
What?
hair looked like bacon?
What?
Yes.
That's such shimmer, dude. What the hell are you like?
Darth
Such
Vader
shimmer.
disapproves.
If we're talking about bacon, it would be kind of rotten bacon. And I don't want to picture that, thank you.
Ew.
Fair.
Ugh.
I just, I don't know.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Also, I'm guessing you guys have nitro since you're playing different sounds on the soundboard.
Oh no, I just have like Soundpad from Steam. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
I have nitro.
Yeah, I don't have
Not
nitro
that
either.
one.
Just asking.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even think I have it anymore. Oh well. But let's see.
What can you do, Doc?
But yeah, that's originally how I started out for the most part. Let me see. So, I guess I'll go on since I was mentioning the whole thing about my ex and all of that. It kind of goes with how I ended up partial co-writing with Scribbler the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank. I don't know how many of you remember or have seen it, but I think I could probably sit there and at least show you what I mean.
I've heard of the Rooster Cult and the Blank Frank, but I don't think you've actually shown it before.
I have never heard of it.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Well, it was basically my, at least, not just my OC's backstory, but Sentinel's backstory as well for his.
I could tell by the word use the word rooster pony.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was just distracted. Come again?
We were talking about Ribonchan's fanfic from the both of you, Rooster Cult and the Blank Frank.
Yes.
Wait, what the heck?
Yeah. She took some lore that I'd written up for my character as well and incorporated that with Scribbler's help into it. So,
Mm-hmm.
some of it is my design. I actually had no idea she was creating this, though.
Yes. Yes, I basically started writing it in writing it in secret As it was originally supposed to be for his birthday, but it kind of was backed up quite a bit. And speaking that I was having a little difficulty, I got Scribbler's involvement. And she was nice enough to help me write it out and at least make sense of what I was doing.
Try to finish your OC at some point, Sentinel.
Come again, what?
You know how I was trying to make a model of your OC a while ago?
Yeah, I remember.
I'm sorry, but I want to try to finish it. I had so much stuff backed up.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, obviously, if you get there, I'm looking forward to it, but life happens.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, basically, the whole story is, it's written from, Caramel Breeze's perspective. Well, yeah, she's telling the story of not just of herself, but Sentinel. As you can definitely tell, and it's not told until the very end, but she was writing it for the paper called the Writer's Realm, part of the Manhattan Times, because her her special talent is writing. I know the cutie mark is kind of on the nose, but yeah.
Oh, that's what the pencil. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes, her talent is writing. She for the longest time, I decided to take the whole idea of a adult mare without a cutie mark. And I mean, I think I did this a little bit before Ashley tried to do that with Remembrance, if I recall, with Flurry Heart. So it was around that part, but I took it in a way that she was just a normal pony, didn't really know what she was doing, was constantly second guessing herself. Didn't know what she was doing until Sentinel came back into her life, and well, he helped her get it.
So her cutie mark basically means that she loves writing, because I'm assuming that's what the heart is for.
Yes.
So, Sentinel's cutie mark's supposed to be?
Sentinel's cutie mark is a magnifying glass. He has a Sentinel, the character Sentinel Strut. That's his full name. Basically has a talent for. He's very curious. Right, honey? Maybe you could take the lead on, since you are the one who basically wrote the backstory for your OC. I was just putting it together.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to know?
Well, maybe you could tell it from how you wrote it, from how it was brought up.
You mean the cutie mark?
Yeah, the cutie mark, his backstory, with his parents, and so on and so forth.
The full gamut. Okay. Well, the character of Sentinel was actually intended to be a joke character. As I alluded to earlier, the character of Sentinel is racist against myself, because my majority chosen heritage is Italian, and Italians are always regarded as these greasy short stacks that have a high affinity for food. So I figured, I don't know, I'll screw around with that and see what happens, just for fun. I wanted to make this other character called Undertone to be my personal OC, but because I got stuck with the name early on, I just rolled with it, and lo and behold, that's where it is now. He's actually much shorter than is depicted here.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually take umbrage with a lot of the attempts people have made to design him, because he always comes off looking like a duck, which really bothers me.
I still don't get how they think that you're a duck.
It's because of where the fluff cuts off on the neck.
Mm-hmm.
The way it's supposed to look. I don't know if you have one of the pictures from what's his name? But the really expensive commissions that I had for our characters.
I think it was something starting with an
Valinrius.
F. Valinrius.
Valinrius.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for those who know him, no, I don't commission that kind of art. Get your head out of the gutter.
Wait, I just came back. What'd I miss?
I'm trying to describe the reasoning behind designing Sentinel. So I'll hit you with the funny because I think you found it funny. The character design is racist against myself
Okay.
because my chosen majority heritage, is where my surname comes from, is Italian, and everyone thinks of Italians as short people. So
You mean
I
this?
just-
You mean this one, hun?
Yes, that one. You see the way the chest fluff is designed? It's supposed to climb all the way up the back of the neck because, in keeping with the way rooster feathers work, they have sort of like a mantle or a bib, if you will, coming straight off their heads. Everything about its design is supposed to be kind of foghorn leghorn-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. I didn't know that. Wait. Hold on. So like, fuck. Dude, I cannot English tonight.
Take a breath. I'm here all night.
I know. I just that my brain goes fast. Brain moves faster than mouth. That's my problem. Anyway. So you're telling me that like people stereotype Italian people as like being short or something like that? Like, is that like some sort of like stereotype or something?
Yes. Have you never seen Lady and the Tramp?
No.
Anytime someone thinks of an Italian, they're gonna think Danny DeVito. Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
Right, DeVito, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I rolled with the stereotype because the Sentinel was supposed to be a gag character. He wasn't actually supposed to be my OC. But I kind of got stuck with him because I already had names centered around Sentinel in other areas. And I just sort of rolled with the punch, and I kind of like this idea more than the idea I had for Undertone. So, yeah, I could attribute that choice as like the first instance of Ribon making my life brighter, because Undertone was not a bright character at all.
Call you Sentinel because you're strutting along with the joke, buddy.
Sentinel is a rooster pun as well as a kind of indicative of it plays into the whole chivalry idea as well. I'm a sword fanatic. It just seemed kind of knightly without seeming too pompous. To get into the cutie mark, because I take a long time to describe things, I wanted to give him a fatal flaw. His fatal flaw is curiosity to a fault, and in the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank, there's actually more than one instance where this trait that he has lands him in serious trouble, and lands her in serious trouble at one point, because I didn't want to have a character that was perfect, but because he's good at finding things out, the magnifying glass became his symbol of talent. So he's adept at researching things and finding things out. He just gets carried away with it.
Mm-hmm.
You mean he basically got his cutie mark for basically sticking his nose where it's in places where it really shouldn't be?
Yes, that's what that trifecta picture is. He's constantly sticking his face in where it doesn't belong, getting into trouble, but he's always learning something.
Mm-hmm.
And it played out rather well in the end. You know, it's something I study writing a lot because I want to write my own stories, and that's what Ribon keeps alluding to. She's tasked me with writing the next part in the story, and I'm very thoughtful to a fault when it comes to writing stuff. So, give your darlings a fatal flaw because it makes them more believable. Was one of the lessons that I took from years and years and years of listening to and reading about how to do proper storytelling.
I need to write all this down.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tribute Maker, I do like Reese's, yes.
What did you say, Greasehog?
Oh no, I was I was gonna make a joke when you said like to What did you say again about writing? I already forgot.
Give your darlings flaws.
Okay. For some reason, I was gonna make a joke and just say like, "Oh, don't tell it to the Sonic.exe writer," because I still remember that freaking bullshit that happened with that dude.
That's part of my umbrage with Grimdark stories. It's something I didn't quite express last night.
Really?
Grimdark stories, they kind of tilt me in the opposite direction. Like, the enemy is too perfect as a monster. And it's just a never-ending parade towards the worst possible end. And it just, as a person who's very, like, ingrained in the whole I want to destroy dragons mindset, it really sets me off. So it's a really interesting part of our interaction.
Oh,
I guess it sets you off because it's like what, like it just becomes so freaking predictable with how they do it all the time or something.
Yeah, like
That's yeah.
Hey, Santi.
Shoot.
We got a question for. Get, get,
Is he buff?
I
I mean, is the character buff or am I buff? Short, I am not. Although I have a bunch of exercise equipment, I'm working on that, I promise. Sentinel, yes, that's the trade-off for him being a short stack. He's very stocky,
yes.
and that it. Oh, I see. Moving on.
What the hell?
What was I gonna say? You want me to describe like
the
who he is?
well, not just who he is, but the backstory that you made, concerning his parents, the lighthouse,
Okay. My real life. No, I'm not buff. Oh, like I said earlier, I am working on it. I have worked in some jobs before that have required a fair amount of physical strength. I'm far better with endurance, and that's more just because I'm stubborn as hell. So the strength comes naturally when you're just like, I don't care how long it takes to move this trampoline, I'm gonna move it. And you develop from there or you die. So I'm not dead yet, as is obvious. As for Sentinel, leaning more into the Italian stereotypes, he comes from Manhattan, the equivalent of New York City in the region. His father got into a bit of trouble with some gangs in the local area that made the entire family bail out of the city. And the result was moved to a quiet town where they came into ownership of a lighthouse as part of an exchange with the owner for a dwelling large enough to accommodate a family. So they're kind of locked into the civil service of the town that they're in. That's what the top picture is. That's actually where the curiosity trait pays off, because Ribon and Scribbler wrote in his overwhelming curiosity led to him understanding how to operate the lighthouse when his father was sick. That wasn't a design that I came up with at all. And that led to, or maybe it was, I've forgotten, it's been many years. And that resulted in an entire ship being saved from crashing onto the coast.
Does he have a big family?
No, not particularly. He's got siblings. And touch on something else that's actually related to another part of the joke that I actually played a bit more seriously. Yes, he does make chicken noises. Ah, God! Mom! Mom, I don't need gardening tips right now! God! Mom, I'm in a live stream!
Oh my god.
I am sorry. I should have set that to silent.
Okay, that's funny.
Check him out of the theater.
Dude, that's comedy gold right there.
Roll with the punches, as I said.
But Yes, and here
Oh my
is
God.
the designs for Sentinel's parents.
Yes.
Oh,
So
one of them looks like a cheetah.
yes, Sea Silver on the right is the mom, and the dad is what did I call him again? Justice. I
Justice.
called him Justice. Yes, because I took inspiration from Gamer of All Kinds. You are pushing all of my buttons, and it's not even an hour into the stream yet. You don't even distraction for myself.
What? What the fuck?
Justice is based on an English lawmaker called. It's fine. I'm pulling your leg. I have a very aggressive sense of humor. Chill. He's based on an English lawmaker called Blackstone, which is part of why he comes into conflict with gang violence. He has a very strong sense of what should and should not be. And I made Sentinel the only one of his children that does not look like him. Every other character in the family that isn't him and Sea Silver looks like Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Although the eyes obviously are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So he had something of a... Sentinel has something of an inferiority complex because of that. In addition to an inferiority complex because he's short.
Mhm.
So...
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Senti's mom has really a whole lot of, if I should say freckles or polka dots, but either way, she has a lot.
Yes, it's
Wait.
a little bit. It's a little bit too much, actually. But
like,
she
wait,
was
what the
supposed to
heck?
have a ton of speckles.
Yeah,
it looks
she's
really
she's
weird.
supposed to be a speckled, like off of. It's supposed to be modeled off of a speckled chicken, right, honey?
Yes, it's what did I call it? I crossed a Palomino and a Bielefelder chicken.
Either way, I'm gonna want to get a hold of those two later on.
Oh God, you're gonna create more. Well, yeah, I would be excited. I'm not great with words when it comes to talking to people. Moving on.
Mood. That's a mood.
The
Mhm.
a lot of Sentinel's early life is built around that fatal flaw of his, where he keeps. Well, what were some of the scenarios that we concocted? He started eating seaweed randomly just to see what would happen, and he stuck his head in a beehive to ask for honey. Things
Yep.
like that.
Basically.
Lots of very Calvin and Hobbes-esque situations where the result should be obvious: pain.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
he
then they,
gets that curious.
and then of course,
Yes.
yes.
I see.
And then he, if I recall correctly, I think one of the things was because of his curiosity, the kids in Copper Curb, that's the little town that we created for him, or you did.
Yes, yes, north of Manhattan, sort of like imagine Cape Cod kind of place
Yeah.
with a lighthouse.
Nice.
Beavis and Butthead vibes.
I think too many people know of Beavis and Butthead, and not enough know of Calvin and Hobbes. So I like promoting it when I get the chance.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Wushi?
I said, what was that about Sentinel eating seaweed?
Yeah, it was green, and horses eat green stuff. So he's like, oh, I can eat this. He could not eat this.
You
Oh.
stuck seaweed for glass?
No,
Hey.
he's not dumb. He's just
Hey.
very, very curious.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, seaweed's healthy for you. I mean, why else would we put it on sushi?
There's an extension of that actually where it ends up being all right. He just wound up eating the wrong kind.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Then he
he
ended
meets-
up going. Sorry. Before you continue, darling. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll be quick, I promise. But let's see. I think he also goes into a barn with a bunch of other foals, and they get scared by a barn owl.
That was a story you and Scribbler concocted for him, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Barn owls are cool. They look like ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
They sound like him, too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't want to blow people's eardrums out. I remember I did that last time.
That's all right, honey.
Please do not.
Yeah, your mic gain was like crazy for like a few seconds.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes is such a great little cartoon series. That is, well, I guess I should tie the two together. Caramel and Sentinel meet very early on in their lives. Their fathers knew each other through a freight business before they moved up north, and there were some friendly trips up north.
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel's introduction to Caramel was sneezing sand into her face.
Oh dear.
What?
I mean, if it's rough horse and everywhere, I understand that.
Yep. Hold
Go
on.
again?
Oh wait, did you not hear what I said?
No, you roboted for a second.
No, like it's like after you said like Sentinel like sneezed on Carabao. I was just making a shitpost saying like, well, I mean, if it's like Anakin where it's like he hates it because like it's force from
Holy crap. Starlink is not treating you well, Greasehog.
Wait, what?
You keep roboting out.
Mm-hmm.
What the? Am I
keep
still?
hearing it. Am
I still roboting?
You're fine right now, but try describing it again.
Okay, I said. Fucking Christ!
Yeah.
After you said that dude, I hate my
Something
brain.
Anakin Skywalker?
Okay, after you said that Sentinel sneezed into
Yeah, you can't describe it,
Verbally.
Bubba. You're roboting again. I think that
God.
topic is just cursed.
Oh God. But here's the
No, he
picture in
does not
question.
hate sand. He does not think it's coarse and rough and irritating and gets everywhere.
I
unlike
was
her.
making a joke saying like if it's coarse, rough, and irritating, it gets everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Caramel sneezed into his face. That's right.
Yes.
Oh, but
So maybe he does hate sand. I don't know. Have we ever really established that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He's got two brothers. Night Watch and Stargazer is the youngest.
Well, we haven't even come up with a design for Stargazer now that I think about it.
That's all right. He's a newcomer.
Yeah.
We'll figure
But
that out
this
as we
here
go.
is Night Watch. Night Watch basically looks like Justice.
He's supposed to have green eyes.
Green eyes. Oh. My mistake then.
Yeah.
So, if I'm getting this right,
But again, I was doing it in secret, dear. So I couldn't
Yeah.
really ask you or else you would know exactly what I was doing.
I am not criticizing you. I'm just telling you how I envision the characters.
I know.
Sea Silver is supposed to be an aurora over the ocean.
Mhm.
That's the major influence in her design. And her mane is supposed to reflect that.
Well, I tried doing the main thing, but it kind of clashed, so I just had Pandu just put it in her eyes.
That's fine.
so let me get. So, if I'm getting this right, Sentinel and Carmel both met each other basically since they know each other since their childhood.
Yes.
Mhm. It correlates to the fact that of how well Sentinel and I originally met in real life.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, neat.
Oh god. I hate push to talk, I swear.
Wait.
Sorry.
wait,
That's
wait, it
why
just
I'm
hit.
not using it.
Wait, it just hit. Wait.
I don't think the push to talk is
What the
even
fuck?
on here anymore, so you
Oh,
can
is it
take it
just me?
off.
Okay,
Dude,
let me
no,
fix
I'm.
this.
Oh my god,
should
I'm
myself. I
I'm
didn't know I
having
would
a fucking
know
stroke
anyone.
again. I was about to ask. So, is that story between Sentinel and Carbon? Is that implying that Ribon and Sentinel you both met like since you were kids or something? Is that were you implying that?
Yes.
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
Yeah, we met when we were little kids. We're 2 years apart.
Got it.
1.5.
Okay, 1.5.
Oh my god.
Every opportunity I get to pull her chain, I will take it. I just,
Mhm.
You sound like such a troll, dude. I don't know why. You gave me that.
Just don't pull too hard.
well, there are two things. Number one, every chance that I get to make her laugh, I will, because I absolutely love her laugh. And number two, I come from a background of being a very a doormat kind of person.
Me?
So when
What is doormat? What do you mean by that?
I have allowed people to very much abuse me across my life.
Oh my god.
So my adaptation to that has been to become kind of a prick, and I don't like intend harm to people, but this is why I don't talk sometimes.
You mean Senti's basically like season Fluttershy?
No, he's not that mousy, but the inferiority complex does play in with a lot of his design, mirroring my own development. How to say? I don't say this to garner pity, but there is something to be said about having enough confidence to not look at what everyone else does to you as being deserved.
Mhm.
And I put that into, you're starting to get why I am the way I am.
Well, no, it's just like I was just gonna say like what you just said kind of had some recent experiences with that, but I don't want to speak about that. I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Indeed,
Oh,
it is kind of
Hey,
relatable.
hey, darling, what do you
Uh,
think of this question
Nani?
here? If Ribon and Sentinel cosplayed as Calvin and Hobbes, who would be who?
That-
Oh dear.
Well, the
Oh my
quick
God.
answer would be Ribon is Hobbs. Yeah, I'd say Ribon is Hobbs because Caramel has a habit of glomping Sentinel out of nowhere, which very much is what
Glomping?
it's a flying tackle mixed with a hug,
Oh,
Mhm.
I see.
which is basically what Hobbs does. Only Hobbs' intention is to scare the crap out of Calvin. But in turn, Calvin is a horrific little gremlin troll. So
Oh my god.
that's what it would be. Although I guess it could spin either way depending on our moods, because I am the one far more apt to run around pretending to be Tigger because it makes her laugh.
Yes, it does.
I tied. Yeah, go ahead.
What if she were a DC superhero? Who would she be?
That is a good question.
Well,
I guess you should answer this, Harley.
let's see.
Harley, honey. I didn't say Harley. Shut up.
Whatever you say, Mr. J.
Oh, go jump in a vat of acid.
Oh fuck's sake! Wait, why are those actually spot on? What the?
We were joking
Why,
around a
you.
few days
No,
ago
fucking,
about
like,
during
that
that.
Harley impression was actually pretty fucking accurate. What in the world?
Yeah,
Oh.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I am a native New Yorker, so that fits.
We're both Yorkers. She's just been in New York longer than me.
True,
I don't
true.
count Harley Quinn as a superhero.
Well,
and
no.
I don't think that
I don't
Ribon
think
would walk up to a child with a rocket launcher. So.
Huey, my Dewey Booey. I don't think anyone was thinking that.
Well, no, but to answer your question, I'm sorry. DC
messing with
superhero
you.
I would be. I mean, when I was a kid, I always kind of liked Hawk Girl from the Justice League animated
Ooh.
series.
Ooh,
That is a
Shayera
good one.
Hall.
It's been years since I've seen that show.
So
Yeah.
if you're Hawk Girl, then Sentinel's Hawk Man.
Oh God.
Oh, I thought he was. Oh my god! I thought you said something else.
What? They are
No.
a canon couple. in
No,
the
no,
comics.
Grease Hog, no.
Sorry. I thought.
I can see where you're going, and no.
What the-
I'm sorry.
Hold
I-
on. Sentinel would be DC villain Chang Zhu?
Chang Zhu.
How dare you make me Chinese?
What? I'm sorry, I'm lost. Who the hell is Chang Zhu?
To be fair, I don't even know who Chang Zhu is. I'm not a DC fan. So.
Chang Zhu in the comics is known as Egg Fu. He is a Wonder Woman villain. He's basically a giant evil egg.
Oh.
I can see that. Yeah, that's funny. All right, I'll
Okay.
give points for that.
All right,
Oh my
that
God.
is funny, but sorry, getting back to the main
Egg Fu
point.
Young, that would be my name.
Anyway.
Hang on, let me show you.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Where is here's an early depiction of him.
Chicken
Now,
Parmesan.
just-
But
Just be careful.
What in the
Um,
world? Okay,
that
that
is-
looks
that is
that look-
great.
looks as freaking weird as like freaking MODOK from Marvel. That is
Oh,
Here's a
wow.
more modern depiction. Here's a more modern depiction.
I would love to see that fight the Tick.
Honestly, with how the DC universe and films is going under James Gunn, we might actually see him in a future movie.
That would be great. I love the Tick.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
No, not the Tick. This guy.
Oh no way! They would never. Look,
Hey,
their major market right now is China. They're not going to do anything to insult China.
well, not with the original design, but with this remake one, probably.
It feels like I'm looking at DC's version of Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, I can see where you're going. Anyway, we're taking focus off of Ribonchan.
Yeah, wait.
This is her
What? Fuck!
You sound
Ribon.
more like a chicken than I do right now, just for the
You
record.
brought him up. You guys brought this guy up. I was just
Oh,
going
okay,
over this thing.
my brain no worky sometimes. I can't help it.
Oh my
I
God.
very
actually,
much sympathize.
Guys, Egg Fu has already appeared in the new DC universe in the animated Creature Commando show.
Oh?
Yeah, he was in the new Creature Commando show on HBO. He's a background character, though. See? There he is.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's a creepy looking egg.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
No.
Sorry.
Where was
I am really excited with the new Superman movie. I
You
hope
were
it's-
going to
Yeah.
continue about, well, the Sentinel's backstory and such?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What was I going to say?
Well, of course.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you were talking about your ex, so
well,
I guess
I'll
could-
get to that, but of course beforehand, then well, as what happened with us, we lost they lost contact for a good long period of time. They both grew up. You know.
Caramel and Sentinel?
Yes.
Yeah, we.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I guess to put it into context, like I said, the first part of the whole story is basically kind of it's basically a retelling, of how the two of us ended up, of what happened with the two of us, because we were only friends as children for a short period of time before he moved up here, where we both are now. And I got back in contact with him via a letter that he gave to me, and I just wrote to the address that he was at.
Whereas in this version, they run into each other in the library where Caramel is working.
Mhm.
The... Oh, God. Do I want to go into this?
You can if you want to.
I guess it would be a great way to foreshadow what's
Mm.
going to happen in the component of the story that I write. Oh, Chris the Musical Pony says, "Hi, darling."
Oh, Hello, Chris. Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank.
Yes. The. Oh no! Did you? Yes. Very good. Very good. My mom calling to give me gardening tips is now immortal.
Oh no way. No way.
I'm sorry, this is too funny. I have.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, that's amazing.
That yeah. To be well, no, I'm not gonna go into that.
Are you sure?
The characters have, well, yeah, I guess I should relate it. Sentinel has a series of failed relationships that stem from both extremes of his curiosity flaw. Becomes too dedicated, and the other one is like full on drowning the trait out of perception that it causes too many problems. And Caramel's character is kind of a balancing between, but he does wind up getting her in some deep horse apples as part of their backstory.
Disgusting.
And
How much trouble are we talking? Are we like in a shipwreck or getting surrounded by a bunch of beasts?
getting arrested by the military.
Yeah.
Bro, what in the how do you even what?
Hold on. I will show. Here we are.
We had. This is complicated for me to describe, and
Yeah,
perhaps
it is.
it will even garner something.
Yeah.
That negative, but there is the person who brought us together had an OC of his own that was part of his aspiration of becoming a member of his country's military. So we drummed him up as this stern but righteous military authority figure who winds up, instead of punishing the two of them, teaching Sentinel how to fly, because in keeping again with all the stereotypes, this time with the chicken stereotype, Sentinel can't exactly fly. He's
You telling me that?
he's until this moment in their relationship, when he got drilled sergeant by Goody Serenade as Sergeant Motormouth.
Yeah, Motormouth was my creation.
Yeah, so there's a section of the story where I get screamed at by Sergeant Motormouth while the Colonel watches in silence, because this is like the penance for unknowingly trespassing on a military base.
Yeah, that's basically what happens in that particular regard, because up to this point, let me see if because I have the pictures all in order. so I'm trying to remember the sequence here, but basically it was said from that point that Caramel and Sentinel, after their other relationships pretty much failed, which I'll get back to that other thing I was bringing up before, but they were spending a lot of time together after their failed relationships failed. But of course, at that particular point, they weren't really together at all. Not really.
No.
Also, I'm guessing he was called Sergeant Motormouth because he couldn't stop talking.
Because he was loud and boisterous, and I picked Goody because, well, Goody is loud and boisterous.
To be clear, Motormouth and the Colonel are not the same.
No, they're not. Colonel Walther was, he was totally different than that.
Yeah. The relationship I had with him is part of why I get really quiet sometimes. Because he wanted a friend. I was very complicated about things. That didn't go well. And won't go further than that. but I have a tendency to drive away really good people with my behavior. So
You're not alone. You're not alone, man. I know exactly how it feels.
yeah,
You know,
and that's keeping him in was a conscious decision after the fact.
Yeah,
Sort of.
it was. Yeah, if anything, I think if I recall correctly, because Colonel, yeah, if I recall correctly, I basically, since I basically talked with him and asked him for permission, if I could use his characters in the story, which he said was fine. I tried to sit there and get down to how his characters act. At least I hope that we got there. It's just after the last part was released, it got a little bit muddy.
Something about the depiction did not sit well with him.
Not
That resulted
particularly.
in an argument. And do you think it would be sharing too much if I explain the thing? We haven't spoken to him in like a decade at this point.
Yeah, that's true, and I don't think he's been online in. God.
I had to talk
few
him out of
years?
suicide.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this happened not too long after Sentinel and I got together.
I was about to ask, like, all this shit that, like, y'all have been coming up with, like, your OC, like, is all or most of this at least based on, like, real-life events or something?
We extrapolate a bunch of them from real life, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I did that without the intention of it ever seeing the light of day. So, when Ribon presented me with, I took all the stuff that you told me about your character's backstory and put it into a publicly displayed play, some of that was a little bit sensitive, and I wasn't exactly 100% on board with that. But I was like,
so
you made me a present. Thanks.
so
I love
really,
you.
So you really weren't kidding when you said about the whole you tend to drive people away, were you?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god, dude. That's too real. Ugh.
The best stories aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But what I have is generally I orbit Ribon as, well, her sentinel. And I shut the hell up most of the time, waiting for someone to be mean to her so that I can unleash on them. And most of the time, that's completely unnecessary. But I have attacked people once or twice because she is the better half. Anyone who hurts her is getting the boot. And that's about all I have at the moment. I continuously hurt people, and I don't want to hurt people anymore unless there's a good reason to do it. So I just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Mind me not to get on your bad side then.
No, you think Ribon's crazy. I tracked someone who threatened to destroy her to his place of work in another country, and I was thinking about getting a passport.
Dear.
That is.
I've got to be completely honest, I'm kind of speechless right now. I generally don't know what to say about all this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
mean,
don't know how much
just...
is too much, but generally my intent is, if it's a good story, then tell, because people should be entertained and they should also see a bit of realism.
Just to be clear, the whole thing about, Colonel being suicidal is not in the story. He plays like a very, he plays a small role in this, basically.
I'd say this for the best. I think that'd just be a little bit too much if you were to actually include that.
Oh, no, I definitely didn't.
We basically wrote his OC as, like, the penultimate he has succeeded in his goals version of his character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Am I traumatizing you?
No. You're not traumatizing me, dude. It's just, again, I'm kind of getting bad memories right now. That's all it is.
Are there bad things that happen beyond this? And I don't think so.
don't
I think this
so.
is generally where it climbs.
I definitely know after that point that I think this was the turning point for them, because that's when, well, you know, Caramel is fighting herself on how she feels for Sentinel, and basically it's Colonel mixed in with Motormouth that eventually has them confess to each other how they feel, or at least Sentinel.
I also just sorry, I also just wasn't expecting this to get real either.
Yeah, it's supposed to be these pastel-colored ponies, and one is a chicken, and he's an Italian stereotype, and also darkness.
So what you're basically saying, Ribon, is when you're going between Sentinel, are you saying that Caramel doesn't know whether or not to feel sorry for him, or whether or not to beat the snot out of him for getting you brought up?
Dude, what in P Diddy's baby oil is going on right now?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, none of that is in the story.
No, nothing like
No.
that.
No,
No, absolutely
No,
not.
Lucy.
Literally, Jesus
Caramel
Christ.
doesn't feel. I don't think she ever felt animosity towards the Colonel. She
No.
already had misgivings about what was happening, but a lot of it is Sentinel's doing, because again, the fatal flaw. He sticks his nose in where it does not belong, and this time it got Caramel in trouble. And this is like the turning point where I've done too many things with my flaw for this to continue. I buck up now, or I just go away. And he winds up bucking up, and that's part of why they get together, because he sort of has a cap on his flaw at this point. Does she feel sorry for Sentinel? No. I don't think that was ever in the cards. I think because he was sort of the steady friend when she was going through her bad relationship, she just looked at him as like, oh, it's the guy I can always rely on. The short thing is always more on my end, because I'm always waiting for an opportunity to make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Because our relationship at that is actually the inverse. In real life, I am taller than she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I gotta get going. I need to prepare to have a chat on my server in a little while. I hope you can still join me, Ribon.
Yes. The Rambler must ramble.
Yeah.
It'll be in an hour or an hour and a half. I really hope to see you there.
Alrighty.
It was nice having you, Huey.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me. It was
No
fun.
problem.
I really gotta get ready. Okay,
You're all welcome.
in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
But
And then there were 4.
yes.
You okay, Grease Hog?
Grease, you
Wait,
good?
what? Huh? What? Sorry, what?
You
What
good?
happened?
He's good.
I
Wait.
seem to have stirred a memory
No,
well.
wait. What's going on? Why are y'all asking me if I'm
Because you keep going, oh, that's some memories.
Dude, okay, no, hold on. You need to make it sound like I'm getting off to that, bro.
No, that's not what you said.
Well, those noises you were making, like, ugh, like, no.
No, I'm mimicking Markiplier. God.
Oh, I couldn't
The
tell.
fuck? You're the one who said P. Diddy's baby oil. Freaking.
I didn't mean literally, motherfucker. Oh my god.
That is not accurate because I'm still a virgin.
Oh, hi, J-Rog. Okay, God.
Fucking, oh my god. I like this guy.
Okay,
I can make you laugh. That's
if-
the height of my success.
If we can get back to what we were talking about.
Sorry. I apologize for But by the way, yes, I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
not,
just checking.
Like, traumatized or anything. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. I'm just checking. I'm just gauging how much I should and should not share. Because yeah, I am omitting certain details, but you know, I felt it was appropriate to make people aware of that because the relationship that we have with this gentleman is complicated.
Yeah.
The interaction placed a lot of strain on who I am. I will remind you, I was a doormat when I was younger, so this was extremely hard.
I
Yeah.
can't understand the whole complicated relationship with people, but like I'll get into that like later. Yeah, not on stream though. I'd rather not.
Yeah.
The what happened after this Like we obviously they get together because they get match made by the two military people basically saying, "Just kiss already, you morons."
Yeah, basically.
And they do get together.
Mm-hmm.
I believe not much. Well, you have to
Hold
carry
on,
on from there because I
yes.
know how the story goes in my head, but I forget how far the play goes.
Okay, hold on. I got you covered. Of course, they shared their first kiss as they were going back home after their I guess their what you call it probation was over.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
they got off with community service.
And well, okay, so to add on to what I was saying before about my the OC that's representing my ex, well, that was based on one of my ex-boyfriends that I had before Sentinel and I got back in contact with one another. And the OC that I made that represents him is called Powerhouse, who's a jock, and basically, well, he's a little bit more of a jerk off in this than than my actual ex, I guess is the word. Well, partially, I guess. Um, Basically, Caramel kind of just put herself in that particular case because she had a markless flank. You know, she was made fun of in school. She was basically bullied by first like a couple like two like a cult or so that her best friend Gigabyte ended up just getting into a fight with the others over. Then there was the group of mares that was run by another OCI created based on some of the girls that I dealt with in school, partially, but kind of upped because of Scribbler, named Sweet Satin. Sweet Satin was the main character here, which, let me see if I have a drawing that I did make of them because she wasn't seen in the actual production because only had a certain amount of particular pictures that I made for the project. But let me see here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we are. I found it. This is the sequence that took place at when Caramel was in high school. The Earth Pony in the back is Sweet Satin. So she's kind of like this bratty type of bully character who thinks that she's better than everybody else and was bullying Caramel, trying to sit there and put glue in her mane and such and chasing her around until this character here that I created called Lavender Spark, which is based on one of my best friends in real life. She comes to Caramel's rescue, basically, and uses her magic to throw Sweet Satin into the river.
I was going to ask who's the Fireman GI and Silver Spoon in this scenario, but that pretty much answered it somewhat.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of liked how me and Scribbler actually wrote Lavender, because Lavender was definitely quite the character for sure. And I think you liked her too, right? Right, honey?
Lavender?
Yeah, Lavender Spark.
Yeah.
She looks like the confident kind of character, not gonna lie.
She is.
She is.
Sort of like what was it, track star kind of character?
Yeah,
she's really tough, and Caramel learns a lot from her.
Mm-hmm.
They're canonically still friends into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, basically, Lavender is one of her best friends. And of course, she's one of the ones that kind of puts it into Caramel's head. She keeps on keeps on telling when she was dating Powerhouse and trying to every nook and cranny, just trying to sit there and win him over, because it was a one-sided relationship that Caramel had with Powerhouse, like similar to what happened to me in real life with my ex. It was very one-sided. And basically, you know, just like my best friend in real life, Lavender was telling Caramel, like, is he really worth it? You know, like, he doesn't care about you and stuff like that. What?
Nani?
Did someone say something?
He cut himself off.
Yeah, I think so.
I said I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ah.
But yeah, that's basically what happened. And, well, in this particular version, because like I said, some of the things in this, like half, I would say half of this is from real life, and half of it is exaggerated, so it's not exactly the same.
No, of course not. We don't want everything in there.
No, of course not. That's why I did it that way. But partially, this whole story on my side, at least the way I wrote Caramel's backstory, was kind of a bit of a vent of everything that had happened. Well, most of everything that happened. Yeah,
we both treated it.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, from there, after realizing that, well, Powerhouse never cared about her, and he actually had a whole bunch of mares on the side, she was upset. And they got into a humongous argument, and she vowed basically to never fall for any stallion again. So she was very, very scared about you know, having feelings for Sentinel, because she was afraid that she was going to get rejected. So yeah, so this picture here, which is probably one of my favorites out of the production, and one I think it was one of the ones I commissioned for the story, which was this was after like I was mentioning in my last stream when I was talking about my brony story and all of that. I was dealing with a lot of emotions when my little sister was sent to live in a home that she's living in now. It was a very, very tough situation, so to speak. And this kind of slightly relates to that, in a sense. Is everything good?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I'm kind of having a very hard time trying to think of the words to say. I'm fine. It's just, again, there's a lot.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I'm just trying to sit there and express, like, at least the particular nuances of how the story came about.
No, yeah, that's fine and everything. I can get it.
Yeah, but basically from there, I mean, let's see.
Parakeets in your house, something Sentinel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those
We
are my
have 2 of
birds.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should I go back to push to talk?
If you want to. You don't have to.
Your choice, man. I mean, I don't particularly mind.
So yeah, so getting back to the main point, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it was by that point after I think at the same time as Caramel was coming off of her failed relationship, Sentinel was dealing with one of his failed relationships, if I recall.
Yes. What was her name?
I think you called her Lace, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm?
All you need to know about that is that parallels a real relationship I had that also did not go well.
Yeah.
I see.
Because I got a lot of. Yeah, whatever. I don't really need to go into it.
Mm-hmm.
It was venting, and it was build up to a positive relationship that they both have.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I guess one thing I should bring up, and this does differ significantly from real life, is Sentinel has, despite being the oldest, relationship with another character who we don't really meet in the Rooster Cult and the Black Flag. He follows around a giant called Snow Scald, who he treats as his big brother, and Snow Scald himself has. Imagine kind of like a Johnny Bravo personality if he was always getting the girl instead of never getting the girl, and you're getting some idea of who he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this relationship was the start of him splintering off and becoming his own man, if you will. God, the birds are talkative today. Ugh.
Yeah.
The
Hmm?
I don't really think the play progressed much beyond that point.
Well, then you're remembering then of course we got the contest, the writing contest, and Caramel
Oh yes,
finds out
that's
about
right. Where your character
it. Mm-hmm.
gets pushed by him into entering a tabloid contest for the local newspaper. She succeeds, and she becomes sort of the.
Mm-hmm.
I know what kind of newspaper section it is. I forget what it's called.
The writer's realm of the Manhattan Times.
Yeah, you're kind of like the two. What's the name of the section of the newspaper? To Mary, or to whom it may concern. People would write into the newspaper asking for like life advice and such. There's a specific term for it. I forget what it was. It's not an opinion piece. It's something else. Can't quite place the name, but you get the idea. She's got a very motherly personality that plays out in both her library role and her newspaper role. And that they build each other up quite significantly. That's about where the story ends as far as YouTube is concerned. The way we've progressed their characters is sort of how we hope in our own lives. But I guess I should zero in. Sentinel's kind of the reason Caramel got her cutie mark.
Yes, he is the reason.
So I guess you could say that his investigation paid off in this case.
Yeah, they in this picture right here, they find he leads her to basically a field of flowers. And that's when she gets the instant inspiration of writing down something for it. And she ended up winning the contest, and she got her cutie mark.
What contest? I just got back.
Contest in the local newspaper that was. I forget the exact topic, but a summation of it is Caramel found her purpose in life.
Ah, nice.
Very cute.
And that's part of how the two of them have bonded into a married couple. They've gotten married before us.
Yeah, in our headcanon anyway. We do have more plans for this going forward, of course.
Yes, yes, we do. Ribon's been poking me for a long time now, and I just want to make sure that I get it right. Because I'm great at describing, like, your stereotypical, like, battle scene and so forth. Writing a slice of life around characters that I'm very close with, using themes of romantic development and personal development is not my forte. So I'm being very careful.
You specialize in writing a certain thing compared to another.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have a feeling that Ribonchan just keeps us like a poking stick near you for just such occasions?
Well, he does sort of. Sentinel doesn't really bounce, does he?
Bounce?
No, I don't think either of them. But, well, that's I haven't quite nailed down all of his traits. I've nailed down the chicken traits that make you laugh, like the massive amounts of wing flutters and making chicken noises when he is in a highly emotional state. Like, you scare him, he will behave like a Disney chicken if you creep up behind him and spook him.
Yeah.
What the?
Or he'll like fluff out into a gigantic puffball like Archimedes from the Sword and the Stone if you make him mad.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I think the only thing that will complete that is if he did something like what I'm about to post in the live stream chat.
No, neat.
Mm.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, look there.
Throwing? Yeah. Does he?
Hmm?
I don't think he does that. Well, he can do that. It used to be something that was involuntary, but now it's more like I can annoy the crap out of you if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
When you said puff off, I thought you meant like being like a fucking puffer fish or some shit.
Yeah, kind of. Think about that with feathers.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of feathers and puffed out cheeks like a hamster.
A feathery buff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could pick him up and throw him down a stairwell, and he'll make the bouncing noise sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncing noise mixed with rubber chicken.
I could probably make a sound out of that actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
It's a shame I don't have a picture of Troki. I know you do.
Troki? Yeah. Yeah, that I think that's on the hard drive of the computer that died.
Aww.
I think I might still have her design on Ponytown. I haven't been on Ponytown in months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Troki was his first attempt at a relationship, and Troki is a theater performer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is that?
I have no idea, but it's funny.
I regret nothing.
I
When he-
thought for a second the stick was like poking his fucking eyeball, dude.
Yeah,
It
when you
looks like
step
it.
on a Lego and you're part chicken.
Yeah. I'd love to see Chicken Little do that. Fucking hate that dude. No, his dad more, but yeah. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his dad is kind of a deadbeat.
Oh yeah,
For
I
real,
forgot to
dude.
mention, like in the story also, if I'm not mistaken, Sentinel gets into an accident and Caramel runs to the hospital to sit there and
Oh,
see him.
Yeah, that's right.
I forgot
he's
to
got
mention that.
I forgot about that aspect of him as well, because it no longer really has massive bearing on his personality. It's kind of interesting. Well, no, we wrote that in. It needs to be part of the equation. I just
Yeah.
forgot that it existed. Yeah, he's got a massive scar on his chest. It's covered up. Took a tumble off a cliff as part of my way of showing he's not flight capable, but also stubborn as hell. Because it was his job. You know, nothing stops the male and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's got the Scootaloo syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. There was it's not related to anything in my life, but there was another story I was emulating.
Whooshy.
But yeah, he was in a coma, I believe. I think we made it that he was in a coma for like a week or so, maybe a little longer than that.
I think it was longer.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Please tell me it wasn't a year.
I
I
think
don't.
it was more like a month.
It was like a month, yeah.
And part of the reason that was included in the story was related to the bad relationship that he had.
Mm-hmm.
His ex showed up, his best friend showed up, his current relationship did not show up. And when he went to confront his current relationship, which wasn't actually a confrontation, he just wanted to ask why, that resulted in a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of, doormat. I will say again, doormat. I was dealing with being a doormat. That's why I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I didn't expect it to go into the public.
You're living up to your name more than Gorm every time you snort like that.
Fucking shut up, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
I can't help with how I laugh.
The facial hair change continues is my ongoing attempt to mimic what a rooster actually looks like, because sometimes roosters are drawn with what looks like the goatee, other times it's that mutton stash look.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to evolve him a bit as my understanding of art increases.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I want to pull that off, but it looks like it'd be so hard.
It might be, yeah.
I don't know.
That's why, for the most part, I stuck with how he originally looked.
Mm-hmm.
That one would be the easier version, yes.
Mm-hmm.
This has the two.
Sorry.
As the two of them have aged with us, they've become. I guess you could say their appearances have become a bit more regal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Caramel remains the princess of peanut butter and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You get 2 tastes in 1 candy bar. Reese's peanut
I wanted to make a
cups.
joke there, but I can't think of anything right now. Fuck.
Well, for a time when we were on Ponytown, the common gag was he'd munch on her tail.
Mm-hmm.
If it don't taste like Reese's Puffs, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
I might try having my Elsie do that.
God.
Hey, no, those are for Sentinel. That's how you get your lights knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what was that other thing? This is another deviation.
Mm-hmm.
Sentinel went through like a drunkard phase, I believe.
You mean for for how we were playing it off.
Yeah, because that was part of how he developed away from Snow Scald. He started looking for fights as a way to develop some semblance of toughness. So
I think so.
That was a headcanon relationship issue that they had.
I think
And
so.
he is kind of nasty. If you hurt the wrong people or hurt the right people, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
He's not. I was getting into Fallout Equestria when I was writing that part. So he does have some. He does have some street fighting attributes, which I personally do not have, because at this point, Caramel is his everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna protect her no matter how short he is.
Basically, yes.
He's sort of supplanted Lavender Spark as the tough person in her life. And being small means you have to make up for it by having more fight in the dog, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can absolutely spook him into a flailing chicken noise making puffball if you hit the right buttons.
Yeah, without a doubt.
What the?
That is not the right button.
Just I tried.
Okay.
I'm not sure how far I'm going to carry this, but I was planning on running with more of the Italian stereotype, where a part of the future storylines veer off into kind of Sopranos territory. Like there are elements to the backstory, like with Justice getting his lights punched out. Like Justice has a permanent horseshoe embedded in his face, a horseshoe imprint in his face over one of his eyes. And I wanted to bring that back into an actual the mob is after my family kind of intrigue tale, tethering into the whole ancestry Justice Blackstone thing that originally was just, I wouldn't say a gag, but just existed. Because what I like to do with any idea is take what's already there and try to run with it. And that's self-evident in the fact that my representative character is Sentinel and not Undertone. Undertone doesn't even exist anymore.
No, not really. I mean, that was, God, that was a while ago.
You at least have something Undertone looked like
Do we?
Honey, didn't you put it on your DeviantArt?
Yeah, it's one of the only pictures on my DeviantArt.
Next to, well, the picture of Sentinel and Caramel kissing.
Yes, that was Otaku Up, I believe, who made that. I think that was when you commissioned.
Actually, Otaku Up made that for us as a gift.
Oh. The Mothman, yes. That I completely forgot he did that as a gift.
Oh,
I'd say
yeah,
more Ryu than for
because,
me.
actually, if I'm not mistaken, because we were talking so much about the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank and everything, that kind of goes to, well, what our main, what original project we were working on before the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank?
Oh, yeah. One of my many failures.
Well, to be fair, darling, we still have yet to sit there and actually let that, come forward.
Yes, you are correct.
Don't be so pessimistic, dude.
Well, that's how I keep my arrogance down.
Well,
I get what you're saying. I'm just... Look, I've been awake for a while now. It's after work. I'm tired. Oh yeah, wait, no, I did draw that one. That's right.
Yeah.
Whoa, chocolate smooches.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a slightly different perception of what they were supposed to look like at that point.
Or no.
Basically.
Fucking Christ. I guess
What?
you could say I guess you could say Sentinel's getting the Hershey kisses.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yes.
She's getting some chicken parmesan.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh
sake.
my God.
You have to put it like that.
What else was I gonna say? I'm trying to come up with chicken gags.
Yeah,
Chicken
okay, you're
parmesan?
right. Good point.
She's getting some
Chicken
classic chicken.
parmesan.
She getting some chicken jockey, you know?
Oh God,
Oh my.
I hate that meme. In
I-
part because I'm a prolific Minecraft player, and a chicken jockey is a pathetic enemy in the game.
I remember I like played like a Cards Against Humanity game with some people. They just kept spamming that stupid meme over and over again. I almost want to cry.
Yeah,
Alright,
then
here
why
we
did you choose
go.
the chicken jockey of all characters to
Oh, I don't
base a
fucking know.
meme on? What is the baby zombie by itself is more intimidating than the chicken jockey.
Oh,
But I guess that's what you get when tourists get into the medium.
oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
That. What is going on with my brain, dude?
What
Jesus.
indeed? Maybe you need some caffeine.
I'm trying to say I remember this fan art that Ribon has on the screen right now from it's actually from a video that like Sentinel made like years ago.
Yes.
One of our anniversaries, I believe.
Yeah, it was like the
Mhm.
video where like it was kind of long, but like you were talking a lot about like Ribon and shit like that. You had like some people like I'm Shadow talk about her and stuff like that. I thought it was
Mhm.
really cute, but yeah, I remember it from like that video. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. You watch my shit? What the fuck?
I don't know. I just
Why
I
does
just
anyone
don't-
watch my shit? I mean, I'm flattered. I'm surprised.
I don't mean to sound like your fucking rooster dude right now, but I got curious.
Fair enough.
But yes,
It's
Otaku Up.
infectious.
This picture by Otaku Up is one of my favorites.
That was one of the earliest depictions of the character that I actually approved of.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a stellar gift, and he does some great work, so check him out. I don't know if he's still doing Pony.
Not sure myself.
But yeah, I say Mothman deliberately because he does a lot of like Moth Pony crossover OCs. He's got like the Moth Knight as his major representative insert.
Some Moth Knight.
Yeah, I can't explain why, but his OC is a Moth Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Ah, yes,
Black
here we are.
Nanny.
Did I find the right one?
Yes,
Yes.
that is
Yes,
Undertone.
Yep, that's the right one.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Your DVD was hard to find, you know.
Yeah, I have a lot of darts and stops.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can just make a window.
I've got some
capture.
more drawings of that is indeed it, Wushi.
Here
I've got
we
some
are.
more drawings of the characters.
Here we are, got
no.
it.
Now people know where my DeviantArt is.
Well, to
The
be
spotlight is on my head. God.
sorry. I was just showing the picture.
I need to roll deception. Get out of the light.
Me,
Oh, you poor man.
I rolled a nat 1.
Sully.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I have to like this was 10 years ago. Of course people are going to find it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The yeah, I do pencil drawing. Black and white.
Here we go. A little better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's undertone.
Mm-hmm.
I was rolling with undertone partly because you minimized the stream dog?
Huh?
Your stream paused for a second.
Stream again.
Your stream paused, Ribon.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll fix it.
Hmm. Streaming quality is 5 FPS. What? I need to get Ethernet into your room.
Actually, I'm trying to even remember, let's see. And this is what you wrote, apparently.
Huh? What?
Yeah, for the description here, honey.
J-Rog, you've seen my art too? What the
Huh?
Why do people know shit about me?
It's the internet, babe.
God.
Dude, people are gonna find stuff on the internet.
Well, I know, but most of the time when I think about someone finding things about me, I expect it for hostile reasons. I don't expect, like, friendliness.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you even think of that?
I'm a paranoid person, alright? My early stage in life really established who I am.
Knowing the internet, I don't particularly blame you in that regard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's another reason I'm aggressive as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I stay quiet in part because I'm ready or I tell myself I'm ready for someone to be deliberately nasty.
Okay,
But what did I write? It's been so... I had to pull my own page up. I don't remember.
Well, it's here on screen.
Your
why is this
application
stream
is
keep
minimized.
pausing? Why is the stream keep pausing?
Okay, sorry, hold on. I think it's because of, here we are. Is that better?
Maybe if I do this.
Maybe if I, elongate it a bit, so you can see it.
Oh. This is... Yeah, that's when I called it a viral infection. Yeah, that requires some explanation. I wasn't initially a brony.
Mm-hmm.
And that ties into the story that we wanted to make a play out of, the Tears of Gaia, because she was fascinated with the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does give some Toy Story vibes, doesn't it, Ori? I tried to use it as like an advertisement, as if, you know, as if anyone would ever read my shit, which apparently some of you have. Why? And that story is pivotal because that was the story that led me into the brony fandom. Because Ribon approached me one day when I wasn't a brony. I still maintain I am a satellite brony rather than an actual member of the planet because I do so little and kind of keep my distance a bit. Where she said, "Hey, I know you like Lord of the Rings. This is kind of Lord of the Rings-ish. And it's about my favorite story, which is My Little Pony. Would you mind reading this for me?" And I looked at it, and I immediately knew I was going to be vomiting rainbows by the end. and I read it. I read the title, and I read what she requested, and then I thought to myself, you dare think so selfishly of this person who has already done so much for you that you won't read a fucking story? Get over yourself. They're like, okay, fine, whatever. Pinkie Pie and Twilight. No, I could do this. Pinkie Pie and Twilight split. And by degrees, I Stockholmed myself into becoming a brony because I love her.
Hey, you signed up for this the moment you got with Ribon, alright?
I did not know she was a brony at the outset. I drew her a Pokemon picture, alright? I was not expecting this.
Too damn bad. You're with her now, so you know what?
I know she's trapped with me now because I get to manipulate it. But I was just saying initially, I was the one trying to be like,
Oh my god.
I have turned my weakness into my strength. You are with me now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have a very interesting relationship.
It's just.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, he wasn't a fan of the show really at first.
No. I'd seen some stuff before. I was not a huge fan of it. I was coming off of my Call of Duty phase, where I was thinking,
Oh no! Oh no!
yes, I was part of the console wars. I was a Call of Duty versus Halo contender. All right. Yes, I was. All right.
Oh, God.
I was the person running around in Modern Warfare 2 with cold blood on, telling people that they were losers for quickscoping.
Oh my god, dude.
I still maintain that quickscoping is a shit mechanic, by the by.
Yeah.
I'm more amenable to it now because it's a video game. I don't care. There are worse things to be concerned about now, like how the storylines are all shit.
Yeah. I don't.
What? I'm sorry, am I spooking you? I don't mean to.
Look what J-Rock said in the YouTube chat. So you can say Sentinel saw the rainbow and.
I hold on a second. I minimized my browser to try to give Ribon more bandwidth. Hang on. I need to reopen it.
Oh. You could say Sentinel saw the rainbow and tasted the rainbow. Hardy har.
Cannot say what I was just thinking of saying. Moving on. Because I don't know how to elaborate further on that without giving away what I was thinking.
Poor Santini, man.
What was that, Woshi?
He said, I regret nothing. That's my line.
Yeah.
It
So
was really deviant art. Oh my god, that comment.
Yeah, I know. So that's how our relationship took off. We still sort of maintain contact with like very, 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 very loosely, and that is something I do feel quite obligated to do, is create that audio drama, which has been... It's a good thing that we haven't done it yet, because I needed many lessons in humility in order to properly depict someone else's work without inserting my own stuff into it. So I'm glad that we actually didn't try, or that I didn't try hard enough in order to make it happen, because I might give a more accurate depiction of the way he thought of it. It's interesting. It's like a three-way cross between Lord of the Rings, My Little Pony, and Lovecraftian horror. And there's also some more English countryside folklore sprinkled into the mix. Like, it's charming in its own way. There's just some things about it that I can't really wrap my head around. So it's going to be challenging to properly depict it, but
yeah,
it should be done. It must be done.
Yeah, it's I think the way I went around it, because I think because I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I was just winging it, I guess. I mean, I'm hoping I can be able to get a lot more, I can be able to properly do it now that I have at least a little bit more years of experience, I guess. Well,
Yes.
with editing and with voice acting and you know, knowing how to sit there and, you know, and being able to actually, well, commission more artwork, I guess.
Yeah, but when we started, we did not have a budget at all.
No, we really didn't.
And now we both do, because now we're adults. And
Yeah.
I don't get what the problem is. Adulting is awesome.
for yourself.
I
Those
do
are-
speak for myself.
Those are fighting words, bro.
I love adulting.
Good for you.
But yeah.
Yes, it's I play. Yeah, I'm standing by my statement. I don't care what the
And
rest
if
of
I'm
y'all
not
think.
mistaken, darling, after I think what got you to be in the fandom was because of Lullaby for a Princess, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Oh, that video? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a deep investment in Greco-Roman mythology. I read many books when I was growing up, so when I got to connect the foundational myth of Equestria with my basic understanding of mythology in a very well crafted, basically operatic piece, that flipped a switch in my head that said, okay, you can tie yourself to that. That is excellent work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. And yeah, I think we've worked with like God knows a few artists. I mean, aside from Colonel Walther, who was an artist for his part. And let me see. I'm trying to remember the other ones. But yeah, we I think if I recall correctly, because this was like a long ass time ago. I think I got involved, at least as far as thinking about production for Tears of Gaia. I think back in like late 2014, 2015, I would say.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And
Yeah.
then there's also that
Yes, dear?
the drawing that the elephant guy made for you. Like,
Oh yeah, the friendly elephant. Yes, and I still have to sit there. I think I'm halfway done with that skit. It's just I haven't really speaking when I edit stuff, I guess this can go right into the back and behind the scenes thing. When I edit stuff, I am such a perfectionist that I have to sit there and have certain things just so.
I'm gonna need you to stop calling me out on them, dude.
we're both like that, actually.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
What? Calling you out? What? Who's calling you out on?
That's a joke. That's a joke, Sentinel.
Oh,
Mhm.
well,
It's a
fine.
joke, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm a
think
little
it-
bit dense sometimes.
Don't worry. Oh, I could tell. No offense or anything like that.
Yeah, if I dropped you in the ocean, you'd sink like a brick.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I suppose I can show at least maybe one piece of the artwork, just one. Of the finished art pieces, because I think if I recall correctly, according to that old art chart, I think we only had like half of the artwork finished.
Yeah.
I think so. About there, I think.
Yes, Wooshi, I am a chicken. I am glad that is so amusing to you that you had to fill the chat with
Chicken
gifts
gifts.
of
That
my
is-
kin.
That is way too much cock, dude. Jesus Christ.
That's a
Oh, hi, Scott.
Did we? Okay.
Perfect
Ah.
timing.
Mm.
Really
I
awkward.
am-
Wait, that's a really awkward time for Sparrow to be joining. Oh my
Yeah.
What?
God. Sorry.
That
Wait,
would
what
have
did I
been more
watch?
appropriate
Okay.
for Wooten.
We're-
What did I walk into? I'm confused.
You, Ribon, would you kindly explain? I'm going to use this as an excuse to go to the bathroom.
Okay, basically we were talking about, at first the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank, the project that, that's about my OC and Sentinels, and then we were starting to talk about a project that has been dormant for years, but we're hoping that we can be able to bring it to the part someday. And Wooshi has been basically just filling the live stream room chat with chicken
With
gifts.
chickens. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that's I was thinking you were talking about something to do with me, but okay.
No, nothing like
No.
that.
No.
But I'm sure the I'm sure the audience is definitely looking into that. I guess a little. I guess maybe.
Yeah.
I have a strange sense of humor.
Mhm.
This is probably just my anxiety talking, but like, I hope I haven't been like too obnoxious or anything this entire time I've been here.
Mm-mm. Okay. I'm just waiting for Senti to come back so I can show at least part of at least part of the artwork because since we still want the Tears of Gaia to, appear, and be an actual project, which we're hoping so because, we've put a lot of, we've gotten plenty of, people's artwork into this and, and
Oh, really?
everything else. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just, it's always been kind of on the back burner and we just never really were able to take it off. We weren't able to take off with it. Not yet, anyway.
oh.
So yeah, Tears of Gaia was it was definitely a project that we're still working on and still would like to bring to the forefront at some point.
You just put it in the back burner for too long or something?
Yeah, I think it's just that because at the time I was brandy new to the fandom as a VA, so
I see.
yeah, it basically was it was basically just, lack of experience, I think. And trying to do it all at once.
Understood.
Start small, then build big.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. So that's part of the reason why it did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't complain because, well, I did the same thing, like made the same mistake with my YouTube channel. I made big projects rather than starting with small stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And well, let's just say that the stress, like the work and all that, it's caught up to me after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh really? Because I thought you had to make something big in order to like get something out there. I don't know. Probably thinking about it really weirdly. Like on YouTube.
Basically the analogy behind it is make something small to kind of like build a ground and see if it works before you go full full ham with it, because
Mm-hmm.
if it doesn't do well, then you basically wasted hours and hours and hours of effort for nothing, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the analogy.
Oh, you know what? That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so make something small, see if it
Oh my
works,
God.
then build off of it.
There's actually, God, that actually makes me think of like how much like I've made, like how many like meme shit posts, like just edited videos like I've made it yet. I still haven't. Damn, still haven't uploaded them to YouTube yet. Not sure why. Guess I just keep
Yeah.
forgetting.
I'm back.
Ah. Hey, babe.
Welcome.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit there and I was just gonna sit there and
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
show, well,
Yes. Hello.
I was just gonna sit there
Bok,
and
bok,
show at
bagok.
least some of the, at least one or two pieces of the artwork, because I still want to sit there and keep at least the rest of it kind of, I guess, secret, because,
Oh, Tears of Gaia?
yeah,
All right.
just to give a pretty good idea of what we're dealing with here. Because basically it's kind of like a Lord of the Rings great fantasy type of thing.
Yeah.
With ponies.
There was some genuinely spectacular work that was done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, funny enough, the closest thing that I ever got to like a Lord of the Rings vibe that like MLP ever gave me was actually like And I don't know if this might be a bit of like a weird comparison or not, but like King Sombra for some reason gave me like a lot of like Sauron vibes. I'm not entirely sure why though.
Mm-hmm.
It's the eyes.
Yeah, it's probably like the eyes, like the voice and everything like that, and I guess just like the type of like villain that he was. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of umbrage that I take with how the later seasons depict more mythical characters, and Sombra is one of them. Because his earlier depiction is very Sauron. And I'm not talking about the movie Sauron, I'm talking about
yeah.
book Sauron. Because
Mm-hmm.
Tolkien envisioned him as this black hand stretching out across all of Middle-earth. And Sombra's whole thing was he's kind of like a smoke shapeshifter.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was always this threat of omnipresence that he would be aware of you and appear out of nowhere.
Wait, did you also? I wasn't the only one that kind of took issue with like how Sombra was like depicted like later on, right?
Yeah, he's not supposed to be like this cavalier.
Yeah.
The earlier depiction was this menacing, almost like animalistic persona.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like his voice for like was like it had a very ominous like ominous I don't know how you describe
Nature.
It's a very deep timbre, like
yeah, deep timber. But then it's like later on, it's like they just got like the Flutter guy voice actor to voice him, which I thought was really weird. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I will spit some trouble into the chat. I hate the way they depicted Star Swirl.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
The earlier depictions of him is this kind of monolith as a personality, not like giant, with an Amish beard, which I thought was a really unique take on a wizard. And then they just made him Pony Gandalf, who needed 5 other friends. And I just felt there is so much potential that was lost. And besides, my version of the character is superior anyway. So I'm just saying he's like
Dumbledore,
Doctor
or
Who with an
Dumbledore.
alternate version.
I hate that I was thinking of Gandalf too when I thought of him.
Ribon can tell you, season 7 rolled open, and I lost my mind.
Yes, that is very true. That is what happened.
You must have not really liked that season, did you?
No.
And speaking of this picture, I think, if I recall correctly from the art chart, this was one of Spino's ideas, if I recall. Redback Spino, the author.
You mean the way that the scene was created had
Yes.
something to do with like, a personal contribution?
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, that's just part of the later narrative. I didn't know he personally contacted the artist.
Well, no, I don't think he did. I'm remembering the art chart that I still have. That I believe it was a description that Spino wrote as what he wanted. Is this picture here. I'm trying to remember because it's been years since I've read it. But I know
the character, I forget his name. I know who he is. I know what trope he fulfills. And I know which part of the story this is. This is the climax of the story.
Yeah.
It is a major character basically depicted as being consumed by the omnipresent evil and lashing out at the alliance of good characters.
Yes.
Why am I looking at a kaiju?
He kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely hated season whatever Sombra because that Sombra was fucking terrible.
You
He
got
was
that.
hipster. He was very sassy. I'm like, we're talking about basically MLP's version of Sauron here. This is not.
Literally.
Can you imagine Lord Sauron talking very sassy like and being just a dick? Well, he is a dick, but
Yeah, he is.
Sauron had
Yeah.
a very specific way of addressing himself, and it was intimidating. And that's exactly why Sombra was feared by the Crystal Ponies.
Not to mention, I just hated his voice, dude. Like in the
Oh, I
lyrics,
hated it
I
too.
hated the way he sounded. I'm sorry.
a major sticking point I have with most any medium, and look, I have very strong opinions when it comes to many things that color how I want certain characters to be depicted in certain things, but none of that matters as much to me as internal consistency in a story. If a character is acting in a way that I don't think was set up by the narrative, it doesn't matter if I like the character or not. I will go to bat for the character and say, that doesn't make any sense. Sombra acting like a hipster does not make sense for a character whose very presence was so domineering that he shattered the minds of an entire empire before blinking it out of existence.
Yes.
You do not behave like a hipster. You behave like a monster.
Using his magic.
Yeah,
And
like,
make you see things and like make you fear things, like see your worst nightmares. Like Sombra was easily one of the most intimidating villains ever, up until season 9, of course.
Hipster more describes the Storm King, and that I can just say, was that good writing or bad writing? Yes. But that matches his personality. Sombra is basically as close as we get to darkness incarnate. He should not have... His ego should be so all-consuming that he barely has anything to say, just, you're in my way.
Yeah. I think I expressed my hate for season 9 because I know that in season 9, they were supposed to, they won Gorgon, but they spoiled it for me when they had Gorgon in the skies.
I can't even hear what word he's saying.
Nor can I.
Like, something about Discord Grogar. What?
Yeah.
Oh, the Discord and Grogar thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hated that. I did not like that at all.
See, and I was okay with that. I didn't mind it.
This is
it was
actually
silly.
how Star Swirl is supposed to appear in Tears of Gaia.
Yeah. He's more in line with the way he was seen in the very early seasons. In fact, Tears of Gaia was written around season 2 of MLP.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was before even his depiction in Equestria Girls.
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Excuse me?
Yeah, this is an old story.
First one, Equestria Girl. Wait, what? I'm a little...
Yeah, he was in the beginning of Equestria Girls. He was he was made present in the prologue as an explanation for why not the Dazzlings, what are they called? The Gorgons, basically.
Yeah.
Managed to enter the human world. Because he banished them from the Equestrian world in order to protect the kingdom.
Oh, right. God, it's been a while since I've seen that.
I can remember things like that, but I can't remember where I put my car keys.
That I think that goes for like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this story, there's let's see, there's alicorns, there's there's Draconiqui apparently. Then there's
a
like
Griffin civilization and a deer civilization.
Wait a minute, Draconica, is that the plural term for Draconicus?
Draconic. If we're gonna go by actual Latin, Draconiqui is probably more accurate.
Draconiqui.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And then there are there are the bad guys, which were called the Blightlings.
Yes, and that's the Lovecraftian element.
Yes, these guys.
It kind of falls short of actually being Lovecraftian. It just sort of takes the veneer of Lovecraft as this ever-encroaching corruption. And I don't want to get too into it in case anyone wants to go through the story, even though the story is pretty large, but...
Yeah.
It takes over whatever it touches. And the story is rooted in Spino's own envisioning of how the world was made and relics that were used to defeat the Blight in past ages and the origin of Discord, which doesn't really play a large role in the story. It's just used as another mechanism to explain what the Blight is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a good point.
I think I narrated the introduction to it.
Oh, wait, here we are. Okay.
Please do not play a recording of my own voice while I'm here. I despise my voice.
I'm not.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
Uh-huh.
However, maybe I could actually pull... Not anything of your voice, relax.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Adora Beatus. Indeed, we are...
If it makes you feel better, Sentinel, I don't like listening to the way I sound in videos either.
I'm trying to develop some professionalism about it. Be like, okay, which character am I depicting? But it's been so long since I've voiced any roles, and part of that is deliberate, because I make many people mad, and because I know I'm
here
gonna
we
make more
are.
people mad.
This is actually this was an animation thing that I think that was from one of the, I think it was from Black Rune, who was a Spanish artist. He made the designs for the Alicorn characters and such and so forth.
Yes. The original 6 gods.
Basically, yeah. Hopefully it should go through all of them. Yes. Like, his artwork was really, really good. And Equum Amici, that was the ambient artist that God, I don't know where on earth he is. I don't even know if he's in the fandom anymore. But yeah, he basically animated this kind of thing. Because my idea, the way I was envisioning it, was for it to be kind of slightly, slightly animated, kind of like just to show off some aspects to the story. Kind of like a visual storybook.
Yes.
That looks really nice.
Darn tootin' it does.
Oh, yeah.
Some really good work that people did for Tears of Gaia.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yep. So we kind of envisioned that this would be an animation that would be playing over the prologue as it's being read out or something.
Yes. Because Darth World does narrate the prologue.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that green alicorn is supposed to be Gaia. If I recall.
Yes.
Oh, hi Steve. Welcome to the stream.
It is Gaia's relic that plays the largest role in the story. It's sort of like a morality flipped version of the One Ring.
Yep. And of course you got the 2 princesses, Celestia and Luna.
The MLP comics created something that sort of resembles how the Blight operates when they tried to explain how Luna became Nightmare Moon, like the darkness beyond the stars or something to that effect. I forget what they called it.
I forgot it too.
Because you've read the comics. I say again, I'm more of a satellite. I'm not too deep into the lore and into the way the show operates. I just know certain aspects.
I think if I recall correctly, I think it was... I know that there were the Nightmare Forces and they were on the moon, I think?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, excuse me.
But yeah, basically, that's this whole animation here, and the 2 characters that are in the background are supposed to be the Draconiqui, if I recall, and one of them eventually becomes Discord.
Yes.
if I recall correctly, anyway.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, shit. Hey, Ribon, Bushi just reminded you about something.
Yeah, I
Huh?
know.
What?
Okay.
Well, about the, oh, you mean the reading
The
here.
Huey's thing, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just have been kind of just talking about, well, Tears of Gaia and all of that, and it took a little bit of time. But I did want to discuss at least, maybe, well, at least timey-wimey and, well, in terms of how we ended up doing that.
Yeah.
You
Hmm?
do you have the? I guess there is one instance in which I'm okay with my voice. Do you have the later recordings that I made of Star Swirl and the other characters? Because we did do the redux of the library, but it never made it to screen.
I mean, I haven't even edited the, if you mean, like, the part that's gonna be coming out, I haven't even put it together yet. I mean, I was just about to, I was showing a little bit of the first timey-wimey, video that had just the two of us voicing it.
Yeah. Well, as you were, I suppose.
Where was I?
I
Yeah.
guess I could. Yeah.
You were saying?
Something about Tears of Gaia or something?
Where
Or was it something else?
the timey-wimey comic centers largely around an alicorn that Light and Lum created, which is
Princess
a time
Tempora.
weaver, if you will. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the variant of Star Swirl that appears in that comic is... God, I don't really have any doctors I could compare him to.
Mm-hmm.
Is he more like Archimedes? No, not Archimedes. Like Merlin from the Disney Sword in the Stone. He's kind of an airhead. Well, maybe not an airhead, but he's kind of... He forgets things very quickly. His short-term memory is absolute trash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good thing for it. Let me see if I can find the image here. There we go. This one here.
The tale of the Weaver of Time.
Come on. Why didn't this go? Come on. Oh, looping. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, this is the if I recall correctly, this particular page, at least this part of it, was I think it was animated by Equum Amici, if I recall.
It was.
Mm-hmm. And he also did the ambient animation for the Smog voice reel that you did.
Oh God, yeah,
You remember that?
was funny. Yeah, well, that was something I did while I was very sick.
Yes.
Because apparently, when I'm sick in a certain way, my vocal cords stretch really, really wide, and I come off sounding like I am much bigger than I am in real life. So I just went, I can't do normal voice work for you. Let me pretend to be Smaug instead to see if that makes you laugh. And that's what happened. I am deathly sick in that recording.
Yes, that is very true. You were.
And it was a ton of fun.
And all I did was just take your vocals and just put some vocal effects behind it.
Yeah.
Where is it? There we are. I found it.
This ought to be good.
This has got to be interesting.
I can smell you.
Chickens don't have nostrils.
Here we
yes,
are.
we do. What the fuck? What do you think those holes in our beaks are? Besides, I'm a chicken horse. You can see the nostrils in my PFP.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Playing audio? I can't hear.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear anything. What?
Yeah. I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything?
I heard a stream update, but I can't hear the video.
Yeah, I can't hear the video either.
Oh. Are you watching it via the stream?
Yes.
As am I, yes.
That's odd. Not even... Because I have the volume all the way up.
It's the output for the window capture going into.
Hmm.
I can hear it via YouTube and I'm just not here.
Hold on, I'll fix it. I got it. Change stream. Here we go. That should be a little better. How about now?
Yep.
Yep.
I can smell you. I hear your breath.
Stop smelling me, you freaky dragon.
Feel your air.
Yes, dear?
I can hear the sickness in the voice, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I can hear.
Come out.
I can hear the creepiness from this guy.
Out. Don't be shy.
I'd rather not, thank you.
The light. There is something about you. Something you carry. Something made of gold. But far more precious. Come out deep in the shadows. You needn't worry about disturbing me and my sleep.
I'm more disturbed that you'll disturb my sleep.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I had the flu.
I think so, if I recall correctly. I'm trying to remember.
Another thing to know about me is that earlier versions of my performance were done sort of in secret because I wasn't living on my own yet, and I wasn't confident that delving into anything entertainment related would be accepted by those I was living with. So I was very mousy in that regard as well. But yeah, dang.
Yes, dear?
I forgot I did that as well. Anyway, yeah, I am capable of voicing. I just haven't done anything.
You paused your scream again, Ribon.
Hold on.
Oh my god, dude! Ooh.
Yeah, you could hear the strain in the vocal cords, couldn't you?
Yeah, I'm also just like trying to keep.
Hold on.
Oh, you're tired? Oh no.
Yeah, it's like
Here we go.
pretty late right now. That's what it is.
Ribon has been talking to me for years about making voice reels,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have the first one I want to do is the soldier from TF2. I just want to do something. Goofy.
Oh my god, that would actually be cool.
I actually did a sort of a performance when I was on a live stream with Vincent Visions. I was taking requests in the chat as the soldier.
Oh my, really?
Yeah.
That's that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I see an opportunity to entertain people, so let's see if I can drum it up real quick. I should mention as well, because I'm a consummate nerd, that I took 4 years in Latin and also 4 years in choir. I have some. That's part of the reason I'm able to do voice acting at all, because I actually kind of have a breathing impediment. But twist that back around in vocal training. Let's me sound better. Let me see if I can drum it up here.
I was just trying to find the, let's see, where was it? Ah, yes, this one. The real reason Star Swirl didn't finish his spell.
Huh? Oh no.
Also, I would just like to point out that we've been officially been streaming for 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Them's rookie numbers. We gotta pump them up.
There we go.
Oh wait, what?
Or Sombra's
Oh
Destiny.
yeah. Oh no, this one.
What? What's wrong with it?
Play it. Go ahead.
Are you sure? All right.
Yes, I'm sure.
It's got you freaking out, big boy.
You'll see. I'm gonna mute myself.
I think I'll take a break from my studies.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
Visit my colleague.
Apart from the other hand, we want
Oh wait, is there audio?
Yes.
Wait, there's no audio.
Work,
Or
my precious slave.
Oh, hold on. I will
Yeah,
switch
yeah.
it. I will switch it. Here we go.
You know, is all it is.
I know. Here we go. What the? Oh. Okay, there we go. I forgot I did that.
I think I'll take a break from my studies here to visit my colleague, Sombra. Yes, work, my precious slaves. Sombra! What in the name of Equestria do you think you're doing? What do you mean, dear Star Swirl? This is what I've always done. What? Oh, you know. My subjects plot rebellions and stand behind my back. I do my
What
best to
the
help them, but it seems I can't keep track. And I'll turn all the lawbreakers into my crystal slaves. I wish I didn't have to force them into slavery. My kingdom is a tragedy, but ruling is my destiny. And it's what my cutie Mark is telling me. Okay.
Yeah, along with my poorly edited editing there.
Touching that spell again. Come on, every pony, sing with me.
Oh God.
The
No! Don't do it. You get a copyright strike from Disney. The hill with the sound of cringing.
Sentinel.
Hello.
Sentinel.
Yes, sir.
What? What in the world?
Hey, I was not voicing Sombra, all right?
Yeah, someone else was.
But to
Oh.
be fair, that performance is not outside the realm of possibility for me at this point.
Oh my! No, it's really not.
No, it makes people laugh. That's the point. It makes people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Oh,
I can
God.
put your voicing as?
What?
What?
Discord.
I actually don't think I could pull Discord off. And besides comparing myself to people like Mongoose and the Wilstonator, no, I don't think so. I don't. My voice is a little too nasally, I think, for Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really something I can. Like, I try, but that's not really something I can escape.
Yeah, not really. But Mhm.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just adding on to what you were saying, dear.
Yeah, add more.
I forgot.
Add faster.
I don't remember.
You need to play more cool math.
What?
Oh my god.
Yes, that is. You see the extremes in our relationship. We're both
Yes,
sweet and psychotic, depending upon who's in the driver's seat.
it's
Mhm.
very telling.
Mm-hmm.
Very telling.
You don't say.
Yeah, basically what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to let people see my psychotic side, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
It's
fucking
not
care.
I'm
I don't
not
fucking
actually
care, dude.
psychotic.
You need to bring it out more often. I like it.
I'm scared to.
I get unhinged, dude, but like I'm really trying to like not get too much right now.
Yeah, I don't think the people in the stream would appreciate
Trust me.
either of us unleashing who we really are.
Trust me, my humor could get pretty fucking dark. I'll tell you that.
You do. I mean, I'm curious now, much like my character.
Oh, I ain't doing it on stream. I'm not doing it on
You're
stream.
not doing it here. I approve of that decision.
Yeah, fuck no.
Mm-mm.
Nope. But yeah, what was that? Unfortunately, I have a very bad grip on how characters are supposed to be portrayed in MOP. But we did make that comic about Stonehoof, remember?
Yes.
That was far more recent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! I'm sorry.
It's okay, babe.
Mm,
Excuse you.
princess.
Mm-hmm.
He pissed.
Princess.
Excuse me, princess. Everything I see, I shall devour.
Prognosis? Ha ha! You're dead!
Okay.
How do I do? Let's see.
Well, I
You're
do
dead?
know
That's good, amen.
Neat.
People have told me I could do like a pretty damn good like medic impression, and honestly, I do kind of believe it.
Well,
Yeah.
let's see. There is let's see here.
I
Well,
teleported bread.
What?
I've been teleporting bread for 3 days.
Where have you been sending it?
I teleported bread.
Oh my god.
what the? I teleported bread.
It's a
It's
TF2 thing,
It's a Team
Alex.
Fortress 2 reference, Ribon.
If
Oh.
fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight. Sun Tzu said that, and I'm pretty sure he knows a little more about fighting than you do, pal, because he invented it, and then he perfected it so that no man could best him in the Ring of Honor. And then he used his fight money to buy 2 of every animal on Earth. And then he herded them onto a boat, and then he beat the crap out of every single one.
Jesus criminy, dude.
Oh my god.
Princess.
And that's why anytime a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo! Unless it's a farm! Get on the point, maggot!
Bravo, dude. I actually loved hearing that.
Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't remind me about that.
I don't need these prissy wings. I have my jump jet.
Ribon, this is the guy that you got engaged to.
Yep.
She's got no escape now.
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, not like I want to escape, that is.
No.
No.
Yes, this is who she's marrying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I'm reminded, and I'm not going to share it on stream, but I'm reminded of what I threatened to do on the honeymoon.
Oh my.
Are you
I told-
meaning...
Nah, that's about that. I'll share it after the stream is off.
Alright. Yeah, good point. Good call, good call.
Yeah, just yeah.
No, it's nothing raunchy. It's just really, it's really cringe.
I wasn't thinking it was gonna.
I threatened to do all manner of crazy stuff. I don't really have like a blueprint for where we're supposed to be going with
Oh.
this stream.
Oh,
So
well,
I'm just gonna
I-
share a random fact about myself. Do not sneak up behind me in real life. I don't know why, but my reaction to being spooked when I can't see you is really dramatic. And not in a like vocally I'm wigging out kind of way. For some reason, my reaction to being spooked by someone I can't see is to immediately try to hit them.
I was about to say, you're just gonna give them like a fucking big ass haymaker or something.
Every single time someone tries to scare me from behind, my first instinct, like the word in my head immediately is kill, and my first instinct is to throw my elbow backwards at their head, and I have to stop myself every single time, which is ironic because I'm also the quiet guy who accidentally scares everyone else.
Mm.
I don't mean to. I'm sorry. I just really like to keep quiet, and that ends up spooking people.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
hello.
trying-
Hello, man
Say
sex.
What was that, Wushi?
I'm sweating like a bull right now. You
Wait,
see?
what on earth is this name? Mansexemnes?
It is that name.
I don't know, but
What is the
but
term for
hello.
a name that's the same both forwards and backwards?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Wushi. I'll try to stop making people laugh. That's just how I try to be a good person.
I wrote that shit. You succeeded, pal.
Oh, it's a Kingdom Hearts. Oh, it's a Kingdom Hearts joke. Oh, okay. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, so I have no idea.
What are some other things that we can... Oh, wait, don't you have to be somewhere, darling?
Well, yeah, I'll get to it.
Okay.
I think, well, let me see. Well, I think
So we have the Tears of Gaia.
yes,
And then, do we
Tears of
want
Gaia-
to talk about...
the Tears of Gaia, the Rooster Cult, and the Blank Flank, we basically went over a little, like, over 2 hours on, I think.
Yeah.
Because there was just a lot of stuff going on with that. But, I mean, basically, I mean, we do have, as far as what's going to be happening with this channel, I think we definitely have some particular projects in the works that we definitely are going to be working on.
Yes, I will be, as a promise to everyone, because I will operate better when I tell other people I'm going to do something, even though I have a terrible tendency to fall short of my promises. I at least try.
Same.
I will be releasing some voice reels at some point. And yes, the soldier is absolutely going to be one of them with a reaction like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
You, don't worry, you can never watch me, and then you never have to have that problem.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nothing you did, I'm honestly tempted to try and watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But let me see.
and with regards to my channel, since apparently people watch that, I have a game series or two that I was going through. I might change up how I do that because I was trying to make the stories in the games that I play more center stage than my voice. I never really had a perception of myself as being like a super strong personality, but because of certain circumstances in Ribon's work life where she winds up waiting, I'm probably going to try to create like narrated versions of video games so that people who don't normally follow traditional Let's Plays get to experience the stories of the games that I've played all the way through. Because I can watch several hours of someone just plonking around, but I imagine that's boring to other people because I get my brain wrapped around the mechanics. And I've periodically helped Ribon create other comics. I have mixed feelings about it. She's asked me to help edit a Halloween special.
Actually, the next part of the Return of Queen Chrysalis, which I know it's been years since the last part.
Yeah, my computer crashed and it took all of my work with it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So
However, I mean, I can
was-
easily just give you the link again so you can download it.
It was infuriating.
Oh yeah.
There was an old computer game that I wanted to reminisce on, so I did the right and proper thing. I bought the game again, and I installed it like a good boy. And the anti-cheat software erased my Microsoft code. My computer would not reboot because the anti-cheat in a 10-year-old game that I had no intention of playing online erased my Windows key. Fuck you, Ubisoft!
Yeah. Oh, hello, Cherry
You
Fluff
ruined
Belly.
For
Welcome to
Honor,
the stream.
you ruined Assassin's Creed, and you ruined my computer! You Canadian fox!
Basically what's been happening in this stream is we were discussing the Rooster Cult and the Blank Flank, which is an OC backstory on my channel. Probably the longest fic reading / audio drama I've ever done. And we were also discussing a dormant project, which we're hoping and praying that we're gonna get it out, is Tears of Gaia. So we were basically talking all about that, for the most part, and of course some other things on top of it. Yes. What did you say?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cherry.
She's not escaping.
And next year, it's gonna be our 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
Which I'm hoping that we'll be able to do something special for that.
Yes. There will be much Adorabeatus.
Yes, Adorabeatus. Lots and lots of Adorabeatus.
Nobody mess with my sweetheart. Do not threaten to destroy her life. Like that one guy. Because I will find you.
The more you guys interact with each other, the more I think I might actually get diabetes.
I'm not sorry for once. When it comes to her, I do not apologize for my behavior.
Yeah, don't sweat it, bud.
She is worth every drop. And no, for the record, I do not.
Example of
Really,
Adorabeatus.
I don't take anything. Yes. Yes, we have a house on Ponytown. And she is cute.
Mm-hmm.
Get a fucking room already, god damn it.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
We have one.
Yes, we do have one.
Oh wait, wait, you guys, y'all actually live with each other and everything?
Yes.
You
Yes, we do.
Right, okay.
That actually
Okay.
is a story in itself. There was, how many years were we together, long distance?
5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah. As real life hit more and more, I hit a point where I realized in my head, okay, this has got to go somewhere. One direction or the other. And I was starting to think about, damn, I expected I would have been, at least
Hmm?
holding hands with a girl across a dinner table at this point in my life. And I had I was going to make a really bad decision in my life, and I actually pulled up and I said, hey, all right, God, I'm about to do something really fucking dumb here. So, I'm going to ask you to take total control of the situation, because I know I just want to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yes.
And I got my response pretty immediately. And my next decision was, all right, I'm going down to see her. Went to her place like that month, I think. Maybe that might be a little bit exaggerated.
Think so.
And within, what would you say this is accurate? Within a year, I was getting you to my apartment. I went from having never left my state
Mm-hmm.
by myself to driving across 5 states in a U-Haul van.
Yes.
I proposed to her in her driveway behind a box truck.
Yes, that is all true.
And then I freaked out one of her neighbors because it had been snowing in my state, and there was no snow in her state.
Mm-hmm.
And the snow on the roof of my car exploded off the roof of my car into the intersection where one of her neighbors was across the street watching, getting ready to go to work.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I drove fast enough that the snow on top of my car didn't have time to fully melt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So I came to a sudden stop, and it just all rolled down the windshield, and I had to hit the wipers on. And the person across the street was kind of like, what did I put in my coffee this morning?
Yeah, I think I remember that, and well, then we had Siri tell you to make a U-turn.
Yeah, I got us lost in the dark, in the fog. And the GPS was telling me to drive up a wall or across a highway.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to navigate by memory of roughly where intersections were in certain parts of the highway were.
Mm-hmm.
I basically kidnapped her. I like to tell her parents that I kill bears with my fists in order to feed her.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That we live in a cave in the woods.
Which we don't.
No, we don't. No, we don't. And part of the reason I abducted her, air quotes, is because I wanted to see how we actually were in person as a couple.
Do you need to express it like that, dude?
I mean, do I need to? No.
Like, do you really need to express it like, oh yes, I abducted this woman?
Is it funny? I mean,
Like-
I'm kind of compelled to because it's
What the
amusing.
Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Just so like, it's just like, I guess for me it's just like not really like knowing you all that well. It's just fucking wild to be hearing this shit from you.
This is another reason I don't talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have, like, my filter is when I'm quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really actually even like to have a casual small talk chat with anyone because I feel like I'm lying to them about who I am. And honesty, like, it should be no surprise to you that my favorite character in the series is Applejack. I place an extraordinary amount of importance on not telling lies in any capacity, which is really how our relationship stays together, because I had to own up to a bunch of shit that I did before we started living together, and she could have ripped me apart if she wanted to. But she didn't, because she's a sweet person.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we've basically kind of talked about a good chunk, and we've been going on for like at least close to 3.5 hours at least.
Yeah.
3 freaking hours, bro.
Yeah. No kidding there.
Basically, I
yeah.
wanted to test, because we'd been in a long distance relationship, if we were okay with each other in close proximity, and we've yet to have major problems. And that's the short version of it. Now I'll be quiet.
It's all good. Well, anyway, I think we're gonna bring this to a close, but thank you all for watching, if anybody is still watching at this point, because I know it's been long and tiring and such. But anyway,
isn't it also... Oh yeah.
Huh?
I was about to say, like, isn't it also like kind of late for you right now as well?
Yeah, it's like 11 o'clock here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and well, who knows? Maybe I guess we'll see when the next stream is. But thank you all for coming to my 10-year celebration. It's definitely been a long time coming, and well, who knows? Maybe I might have a 15-year one or a 20-year one. Who the hell knows? But anyway, you guys have a good night. See you later. Bye.